can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible!
This is what happens when you work to change things.
You're being a little bitch!
What do you fucking want from me? Get off my dick!
You know, if you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be proven a complete imbecile in the matter. Okay, so...
Wiser words from a grifter have never been spoken.
Fuck you. I think you a bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
Not since the day Tony Sand died.
Is that what you...
Has anyone heard?
Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying... What are you saying?
Such wisdom. Good evening.
They think you're crazy, then they fight you.
Is that what they do, Liz?
I really think that's the case.
And then all of a sudden you change the world.
And then you go to prison for 11 years. And do we have any viewers currently? And if not, why not? Is it because the stream is messed up? That I don't know. As we wait. So let's see. Wait. No, the stream's working. Wait. No, the stream's working. Wait. No, the stream feedback. Wait. No, the stream feed. Love it. Wait. No, the stream feed. Love it. Wait. Okay, that's enough of that. Weird. Okay. Let's see. Where's my chat thingy? Okay, that's here. Well, it is 12:22. So now, where's my futures? Okay, we got, I had things shifted around here on different displays. What? About 30 seconds until this bullshit gets kicked off here. And then we'll go to actually some interesting stuff. But until then.
Well, just a second there, Professor. We fixed the glitch.
Yeah, they fixed the glitch. I'm sure they fixed the glitch for this week. We'll see. In 1 second. I'm sorry, 2 seconds. 1. Here we go. Yes, of course. We should have done a binary bet on the first candle. The first candle. I don't think it's that much of a surprise to see it green there. Anyway. So that's what? Half a... No. Yeah, 0.5% up on the Russell. 2000 and... yeah, about 2/3 on the others of a percent. So what do we have here? What do we have here anyway? The way I've got this set up, S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, Russell 2000 futures. So that's your equities. Middle column, crude oil, natural gas, which is up almost 4.5% right now. What the hell's going on there? I mean, it's only like 20 cents, but still. And then this is the VIX futures. Oops. The VIX futures, which says currently is flat. Then here on the right column, so that's like our futures commodities, sort of little collection. And then on the right column, we got the dollar index, which is down about as much as we'd expect to see with this rise in the equities, right? Then we've got 10-year Treasury notes. This is the bond price, not the yield. And in the bottom right, this is the 20-year, 30-year Treasury bonds price, the bond price. I'm just saying that just to make sure that that's clear, that we're looking at the bond price, not the interest rate. So, as we all know, bond prices and bond yields are inversely correlated. So we see the price of the bond going up, the yield will be discounted, and vice versa. The bond price down, yield up, as Tom Keene used to say. But right now we're looking at basically a flat market. Well, that was fun, folks. See y'all later. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, yeah. So anyway, hello to anyone. CQ, calling CQ. So yeah, that's that. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to look at, but we'll get to it, I guess. So much stuff from the last live stream that I didn't go over or look at. Hi, Charlotte. Yeah, a lot of flat. I mean, I guess it's kind of fitting. This really wasn't much big major news. I don't know. Let's see. I mean, I'm not like a news channel or anything, but Trump threatens to take back Panama Canal over ridiculous fees. Take back? To take it back. Oh, because it's ours or his? Okay. So Panama's president and Trump spar over Panama Canal. And Charlotte, thank you. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. And happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, which I believe starts on Christmas Day this year. And any other happy for holidays. Let it be so. And yeah, that's right. This is it's what I was thinking in my head. It's the trading floor Christmas party, right? So we're all like, back at the trading floor at night on Sunday, hanging out for a Christmas party. Which, who doesn't love being back at work, outside of work hours, for a party, ostensibly a Christmas party? Yeah, no. But, why not? Oh, well, actually, it's the winter solstice, so happy solstice. That's one that we can take to the bank. Well, not really, because, damn Gregorians. But, anyway, in any case, in our calendar, it's the winter solstice, and, for me, it's the first day of winter. I don't know if it actually is. Anyway, so Trump's going to take back the Panama Canal over ridiculous fees. Ridiculous fees. Fees. Yes. Very, interesting, meta. I don't know what you want to call it. Stupid, retarded. That, someone who has made his name and brand and reputation on being a landlord, essentially, right? He is a landlord. So we have a landlord now, bitching about high rent, essentially, is what we have, right? The hypocrisy and just downright I know what I want to say, but I'm not going to say it. You know, it's interesting. It's very striking. It's pretty overt. Trump demands return of Panama Canal if rates aren't cut. So, how about everybody goes to their landlord or the bank that issued them a mortgage and say, "Hey, I'm taking back the house if you don't cut these ridiculous fees." Huh? Why not? Same damn thing. You're using somebody else's fucking property. Might be stupid and unfair, but by God, it's their right. It's their canal. Make the Panama Canal free again. Make it free again. Get rid of those tolls. Who needs tolls? I just think that's great, though. A landlord. See, we're in like the rental economy. Like you own nothing, and you'd be happy about it, you know, era. Like, oh, I just bought this new BMW. Not really, but hypothetically. Oh, I want to use the heated steering wheel because, you know, it's cold here. Oh, well, that's an additional $49.99 a month subscription fee for the heated seats and or steering wheel. So you have it. It's in your possession, but it ain't yours. You can't use it until we say you can, which you have to pay us money first. You're renting it from us, even though you bought it. You're renting. We're licensing the ability to use it to you. So this is the rental scam economy. And people like, you know, Mr. Ridiculous Fees here, you know, that generation, I'll be gentle, and that socioeconomic, I want to say contagion, but strata, you know, is front and center in promulgating this ridiculous rental economy. And now, yeah, of course, when it hits home, when it hits, anyway. Let's see. The investing cult fueling MicroStrategy's ascent. Have fun staying poor. Well, that's mean-spirited. Have fun staying poor? Well, fuck you. Rabid followers who are mixing songs, pouring whiskey, and spending hundreds of hours researching the stock. What is there to research about it? I guess they don't want me to know. Well, too bad. I'm going to know anyway. Nice try. Remix the house track with audio from an interview with MicroStrategy co-founder Michael Saylor, or as Maverick says, Michael Drunk Saylor, after the stock began its furious ascent last month. Oh, okay. The furious ascent that mirrors, what was it? What was that one? Safe Moon? Is it Safe Moon? Or is it Shiba Inu? Oh, right. It's that Bitcoin one. That's right. That shitcoin. That's right. Like, where 24-year-old software developer in Southern California. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to keep my mouth shut. Is an ardent believer in Bitcoin who has dabbled in shares. MicroStrategy, the unprofitable tech company that Saylor morphed into a Bitcoin buying machine. That's all the research you need to do right there, isn't it? A leveraged play on Bitcoin. Some people couldn't focus. I can't focus. I can't do my work. Yeah. Sold 20 shares of MicroStrategy and used the proceeds to buy more Bitcoin. If you sell, you're an investor. If you don't, you're in the cult. Boy, that actually, I don't know. What do you think, Manuel? Oops, I didn't mean to redact it. Jesus. Well, you know, where I come from, if you sell, you're a paper hands. You're a paper-handed bitch is what you are if you sell. Because, you know, I mean, I don't know. We're talking about, I don't know if we're talking, well, I don't know what we're talking about here. Thanks, Charles. If you don't sell, then you're in the cult. I mean, that's accurate. What's up, Bull Run 62? How you doing? Merry Christmas. And to all a good night. Great stream. See y'all. No, I'm just kidding. I seem to remember maybe it was Lynn who did. I want to say we had a night before Christmas AMC Ape Moass redo, but it doesn't make sense because wouldn't that have been? No, I guess it wouldn't have been before GPT. But anyway, isn't selling a part of trading? Yeah. Which is why the beloved apes are not traders or investors. They're gamblers. What's it called when you invest but they don't give you your money back? Well, yes, it's called losing, but gambling, I guess. Interpol is looking for the Hex Pulse Chain CEO. Well, I hope he's okay. I mean, I know CEOs are having a tough time these days. So, yeah. The crypto scam makes apes look like little kids. Wonder how much overlap there is. And I got some interesting observations, too, once we get through this goddamn news here. Just trying to see what's going on here, you know, because we've got like a massively flat situation. Amtrak suspends service between Philly, New York, New Jersey. Philadelphia, New York, New Jersey transit also affected. Is that because of the drones? Like, why? What is going on here? Which are actually commercial aircraft? Oh, freezing temperatures. What? Now, folks, here's what's wrong. I mean, we're worried about, you know, all of this crap, climate change and you know, all the problems that we have. The financial system, probably about to crash. Economy, who knows? But we're at a point in history, in 2024, when we can't run trains in freezing temperatures? What in the fuck? I mean, the only explanation is that Amtrak has gone woke. What else is there? How in the hell? Jesus. Downed wires. Okay. All right. Downed wires. Well, see, that's why you go with the third rail or, you know, diesel, electric or something. You know, one of those overhead line deals there. That's old-fashioned technology, man. Anyway, downed overhead wires. There you go. But that's not really, is that really because, well, I guess it is amid freezing temperatures. But the freezing temperatures, what I'm saying is the freezing temperatures didn't cause wires to fall down, obviously. And those, once it gets below 32 degrees out there, those wires, they're like, nope, we're done. This ain't in our contract. Nope. Bull Run doesn't understand crypto. If you lose internet, you lose access to your money. Good point. I mean, the same thing could be said, though, if you don't have a cash stack. But there's something about it. I always thought it'd be cool to have physical digital currency assets, like not the physical Trump NFT playing cards, no, but a an actual physical token that said BTC on it or something. But I guess that's the whole thing, is you don't need it. But technically, do you really need cash? I mean, if you want to pay with it, yeah. But I guess what I'm trying to get to is that whether you have it or not, it's still not any. It doesn't actually. It's still not. It's still not anything other than a promise to pay something in the future. So anyway, but yeah, you're right. Though I went off on a tangent because I've been thinking about this stuff. And I would say I honestly don't understand crypto. Every time I log on and look at the price, it's radically different. I mean, and I know the price of everything is constantly fluctuating, like everything is in, motion. So you can take a snapshot at any time. Like we can look at the dollar up here, and it's always fluctuating in value too, relative to other currencies in the world. But I mean, it doesn't really move that much. We're talking about, the whole range on here is, I'm just going to say it's in dollars. I don't know if it's in dollars or not. I don't know if this is I think this is an index. I don't think this is actually dollars. I think it represents a ratio of the other currencies it's compared to in this measure to the US dollar. So I don't think it's dollars. Maybe it is, but it's only like it's like barely, it's like around $1 of range. I mean, it looks like it's going all over the place, but it's not really moving that much. And even this is only 6 or 7. That's about $8. Let's say a 100 here, 108 up here, right? Not that much. If I were to pull up Bitcoin, I don't know, what would I find? I think it's swung around several, like five grand in the last few days. I don't know what it currently is. I need to get my other trading view up here. But yeah, I hear you with the rotary phone. My grandparents had rotary phones. Clear into the 90s. Okay, let's see here. So we're back over here in trading view, and yeah, okay, 95K. That's what I thought was around there somewhere. 95,201. Looking at a daily chart here. So it's been as high as 108. Yeah, 108. And it's been as low recently, if we want to call, well, around the election, call that the low recently. 66 grand. Now, nobody is complaining about that here, unless it's people here or it's people here. But I don't know. I don't get it, because here's another thing. Okay, since we're talking about, since this is a new, I like this. I honestly don't understand crypto. It's like one of those, I don't know what you call it, like a viral tweet or something. I honestly don't understand crypto. And then everybody says what they don't understand about it. I could see it happen. I could see it working, okay? It would have to be an edited video short. But, you know, it's like in 40-Year-Old Virgin. You know how I know you're gay? you bought XRP. Oh, yeah? You know how I know you're gay? You gave Lou a super chat. So, I honestly don't understand crypto. Because if you compare it to, like, the NASDAQ tech stock index here, look at this. It's the pink line. And the candles are Bitcoin. And the pink line is tech. Where'd all this money come from? So this is all of the tech, rally, NVIDIA, AI, nonsensical, you know, Sam Altman fraud. In the red line, that's all represented there. Plus, you have about $1 trillion going into Bitcoin. And that's just Bitcoin. All of the cryptos did this shit. Including XRP, which we're going to talk about here in a second. And I'm going to circle back and pick up a request from the last live stream that I missed. But everything's so correlated. Everything's moving together so much, except like, well, all of the stuff that's going up is going up like a lot parabolically together. And you know, they say that's a sign of a healthy market. Said nobody ever. But yeah, so XRP. And for this one, you know, the holidays is a time when we customarily go back, you know, and check on friends and family, old friends, old family. Haven't talked to them in a while. I'm going to check in, see how they're doing. So I want to do that. I want to do that right now. We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Or maybe more birds with 1 stone. Or maybe we'll actually just end up killing him. I don't know. But anyway, here to tell us about XRP and why it will be the most expensive crypto is Lou versus Wall Street.
All right, I'm going to head out for lunch Sunday afternoon, go get a mojito, that type of stuff, whatever. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say this for the last time. Hopefully people will get it in their minds, so I'll explain it much easier. People that tell me XRP can never be worth more than a couple of dollars. What is XRP designed to do? To move millions, hundreds of millions, billions, and trillions around the world, right? So if somebody wants to send $100 million, no, better yet, let's say they wanna send $1 billion, okay? Let's say central bank to central bank. You're telling me they're gonna have to buy 1 billion XRP coins? Because that's the logic that you're using. You're using the logic that if XRP is $1, so if, let's say, South Korea wants to buy, I don't know, new defense weapons from the United States, and let's say the sale is $2 billion, what are they going to do? Buy 2 billion XRP coins to make that transfer possible? No. The XRP coin has to be valued so high so that...
Wouldn't they just use US dollars? I mean, it seems like they would just use US dollars, but I don't know. What the hell do I know?
You would have to use a smaller from the United States, and let's say the sale is $2 billion. What are they going to do? Buy 2 billion XRP coins to make that transfer possible? No. The XRP coin has to be valued so high so that you would have to use a smaller amount and still have liquidity on the entire market. You can't have it worth $1. It doesn't make sense. The people that XRP is not designed for me and you. It's designed for governments, institutes, banks, corporate. It's not designed for us. That's why XRP can't be at $1 or $5 or $10 or $1,000 or anything like that. okay, that my fucking nerves are just whatever. Do you get it? It has to be priced high. So this way there are other coins available for other governments, institutes, financial to move money back and forth. So this is not Bitcoin valuations. This is a totally different world. And it's not like Bitcoin is fucking cheap. There you go.
Now, the funny thing about that is, when did this video come out? July 2nd, 2023. And he said Bitcoin wasn't cheap. Roughly around in this area, it was $30,000. Just to put it in perspective. So it's now 3x that. Just to put it in perspective, I mean, this is an interesting perspective. Let's go back to weekly. So we're looking at the entire chart for Bitcoin here. This is the price chart for Bitcoin. So this 30 right here, okay. Yeah. Yes, bull run. Well, yeah, I think you came in a little after I was looking at some of the goddamn news, and it said here that Trump threatens to take back Panama Canal over ridiculous fees. And I remarked that it's interesting. A landlord is complaining about high rent. Who would have ever thought? But I'm just being a dick, and making fun of how stupid that is, because I don't know how we take back the Panama Canal, but what does that even mean? I'm gonna take back the house from the bank. I don't like these fees. But what I want to look at here real quick off of Bitcoin is I want to look at BTC. I want to look at the market cap. So this is a, in a different, let's put it in different terms here. So instead of thinking about how much each Bitcoin is worth on its own, let's think about how much all of the Bitcoins collectively are worth. And so we can see price levels and capitalization levels maybe more easily. So, like for example, 1 trillion. It's a round number. Right here, I'll put this line on it. 1 trillion, and it to borrow a term from one of my favorite grifters, Bam. We see it vibrate around this level a little bit, right? And by the way, he didn't come up with that. That's not his. He did not come up with that. And sometimes it does actually describe it pretty well. Like it flutters around. It goes above and below, and it kind of plays around the line where that would be, sort of. It vibrates around here. Brr, brr, money printer go brr, brr. That was when the money printer was going brr, right here, 2021. Oh yeah, those were the days. Okay, so that was the first trillion into Bitcoin. And I pointed this out the other night in our Telegram chat, which, by the way, is freely available for anyone to join it if they would want. The link to that is down in the description. So you can feel free to do that. It's free. There's no scammers. And it's not Discord. So that's a plus. Now, what was I saying? Okay, so, this is only like, this peak here is only like 300 billion. So a third of a trillion, 1 trillion. Okay, then this is the interesting thing about this to me. Because I'm thinking about who in the hell did this? Who is doing this? Okay. This dips down at the COVID low to like 70 billion. And we're looking at the market capitalization of Bitcoin. So the total amount of money that all the Bitcoins are worth total together collectively. So if you gathered them all up, how much would it be? And I don't know what that price low was there. It was 45. Oh my God. Wow. Holy fucking hell. Oh wow. 40, I can't see it. 44, 32. I mean, it was $4,400. And that represented the market cap being roughly less than 100 billion, 75 billion. Let's just call it 75 billion. And then the market cap shoots up over a trillion. 1.3 is what it got up to in that first pump. Well, I guess it really was technically like a second or third, but this first episode here. And actually, what's interesting too is if you look at this, damn it, they only literally only let you put two indicators on the free version now. That's ridiculous. Looking at the money flow, so this is kind of telling us like it's a momentum indicator, just talking about looking at the inflow and outflow in an asset. And as we would expect, when money is flowing into something, the price would go up. Well, this is the market cap, but the market cap will go up. Hi, Lynn. Merry rug pull to you too. So we see it, go up, match this, going up, and then this was like April. Yeah, April to July, you had this pullback here, and in the money flow, it got down close to the zero line. So this is like positive or inflow, and then this declining would indicate outflow, but not necessarily in a bearish scenario because it doesn't go below the zero and then therefore into the red. So this is an interesting thing here, actually, because what you have is a divergence too. Oh, that's so light. You can't even see it. What the hell? Oh, boy. This is... Oh. Yeah, why would it be on that? What the hell? Low opacity, like just total bush league on the trend lines. What the hell? I don't even see it. 3 pixels. No wonder. What? Where are my trend lines? Well, anyway, I might have to reset that. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Like, Jesus, everything's off. Okay. The price and everything went up. Like the second peak was the highest. And you would, I don't know how you would have known this at the time. I'm not saying I knew this at the time. I didn't. I'm looking at it after the fact. So hindsight's 2020 or 2021. But the price went up, but the money flow. So the price hit a new high here late in 2021 in November, but the money flow peaked out lower. So we have one thing that went to a new high and one thing that, although it went higher, it did not go as high. So that they divert. It's a divergence, right? Going in opposite directions here. A higher price, but weaker momentum, maybe you could say. So, and what that would really tell you, or what that might tell somebody, is that, okay, if you saw this, and I remember this, I didn't think it was going to do this, but you know, this was a few years ago too. This here, this dip, you know, is that ultimately, is that the big one or not? Well, based on this picture here, no, not because we know it went back up and then went down again, but because this didn't, it basically hit zero, bounced off of it and came back up, almost like it was an automatic response of some kind, like it was algorithmic or programmatic in some way, like, hey, if it gets down to, Bitcoin brokerage, if it gets down to 30,000, I'm buying back in, you know, and a lot of people probably had orders set up for that kind of thing. So that's what I mean. I don't mean, you know, anything illegal or anything like that. I just mean that, you know, it's a level that made sense for a lot of people to take an action at. So they did. And that has a way of creating feedback loops and other cycles, you know, getting kicked off or terminated or whatever, right? There's so many players you can't say, but what we can say is that it hit this level and then it basically bounced back up. So, and then it hit a new high. And then we had another event like the previous one, another sell-off. And here's the thing. This time it went down roughly to the same area, low 30s, 33. And it bounced up again. And see, this is the insidious nature of this garbage. Because you could look at this and you could say, sure, yeah, Scott, it's doing the same thing as it did here. See, it went up again and it went to a new high. So obviously, that should be your first red flag right there, right? Obviously, yeah, what? Obviously, it's going to go back up and do the same thing. But there's differences this time. Even though what you have is kind of a head and shoulder pattern. But what's the differences? Well, for one thing, I mean, this section here, starting here, and I'm going to move on from this very soon. This section right here is what I'm looking at. This is the most confusing part to me. That's the most confusing section right there. What is happening? What is happening there? How in the world would you ever know? I don't know. I don't think there's any way to know. But once this happens, once that continuation occurs, to me, you know, I wasn't shorting Bitcoin or anything like that. But like, that's where I would say, okay, yeah, we're probably going to have another sell-off. And that, again, is where it all coincided with the, oh, I got too much going on here. I lost my scaling. Gosh darn it. Okay. Here we go. Comparing it to the NASDAQ. So obviously, what'd you say, Scott? Obviously, you know, this is 2022 when we saw that nasty volatility to the downside. Whale pump. So yeah, I'm skeptical of a lot of things here. I'm going to be, you know, straight about it. I don't know what to think, but Well, we'll get into that as time goes on. Let's check back in with the futures market on this winter solstice night. Oh, yeah, that's right. I do have some. Now, I know when I say this, people are going to think they know what I'm talking about. But it's not. I do have some apple cider downstairs. Actual apple cider, not that alcoholic garbage, that carbonated near champagne garbage. I don't know. It tastes like champagne to me. Crisp, hard apple cider. No. I'm talking Ohio apple cider, baby. Straight up. RFK approved, non-pasteurized. No, I'm just kidding. Half gallon. Some good shit. Non-alcoholic. Anyway. So we just, Lynn, you missed it. Maybe we should just listen again. It's only 2 minutes. And I won't stop him this time. We were talking about cryptos. We were talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about XRP. And so I said, friends and family often become the subject of attention around the holidays. So let's check in on our old friend Lou versus Wall Street. And he'll tell us about XRP right before he heads off to go get a mojito. That big mojito bar in the sky. Anyway, he's going to tell us why XRP will be the most expensive crypto in the world. And paraphrasing, it's because it's for institutions to move money around. It's not for retail investors to use as a piggy bank.
All right, I'm going to head out for lunch Sunday afternoon, go get a mojito, that type of stuff, whatever. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to say this for the last time. Hopefully people will get it in their minds, so I'll explain it much easier. People that tell me XRP can never be worth more than a couple of dollars. What is XRP designed to do? To move millions, hundreds of millions, billions, and trillions around the world, right? So if somebody wants to send $100 million, no, better yet, let's say they wanna send $1 billion, okay? Let's say central bank to central bank. You're telling me they're gonna have to buy 1 billion XRP coins? Because that's the logic that you're using. You're using the logic that if XRP is a dollar, so if, let's say, South Korea wants to buy, I don't know, new defense weapons from the United States, and let's say the sale is $2 billion, what are they going to do? Buy 2 billion XRP coins to make that transfer possible? No. The XRP coin has to be valued so high so that you would have to use a smaller amount and still have liquidity on the entire market. You can't have it worth $1. It doesn't make sense. The people that XRP is not designed for me and you. It's designed for governments, institutes, banks, corporate. It's not designed for us. That's why XRP can't be at $1 or $5 or $10 or $1,000 or anything like that. Okay, my fucking nerves are just whatever. Do you get it? It has to be priced high. So this way there are other coins available for other governments, institutes, financial to move money back and forth. So this is not Bitcoin valuation. This is a totally different world. And it's not like Bitcoin is fucking cheap.
It was 30 grand around then, I think. Anyway, that's it. So I don't know about that explanation. Sounds like somebody tried. I pulled it up on Blockworks here. I don't know. I've never used Blockworks before, but Blockworks. Oh, shit. Blockworks. And that was Lou. I forgot that I didn't have him up on there. But there he is. This is from last July, 2023, right? Okay. Anyway, Blockworks, XRP. So it's 220. what it says here too. I don't remember this. I wasn't paying attention to this stuff back in 17 and 18. I mean, not surprising. Like, okay, if I knowing what we know about meme stocks and impulse responses, and just kind of the natural way that these things work. Let's forget about this last, whatever, the oligarchs going full retard here, okay? Let's forget about that for a second. Let's just pretend like it's back before the election. Ah, yes, back before the election. Back before President Musk was elected. That's face palming. Back before Musk was elected, when the price was still like 55 cents, okay? It had spiked up to $3.30. And I even have it here. Already. I have this box here, and I'm just adjusting it a little bit. I would adjust it to be there. It's not labeled. It's not labeled as anything, but I'll label it. Oh, I'll label it. That works. This is how this would be labeled around here. I could actually remember how to... And right, I can't make this any bigger. Is that correct? Okay. Oh, that's dumb. But anyway, this is the overhead supply zone. Of course it is. Anybody who got trapped up in here, anywhere up in here, and they saw these prices dip below $1, or even people who got in here, because you'd already been through a whole cycle. Not like that. You'd already been through a whole wash cycle. Think of it like money laundering. Because, they put the coins, they put the XRP coins in the washing machine. Use those big commercial ones at the laundromat. Stuff it full. Wash it. Dry it. Get it out of there. That's what I mean. We got one wash and one dry cycle already. So the price had already gone up and down way past this point. And it was just kind of the same thing we saw in a lot of the meme stocks, right? They had their initial thing, and then, yeah, the Russian ones are the best for that. That's what I've heard too. Moved. There we go. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this shit was down like 10 cents. 10 cents. So what do you think is going to happen when this shit starts getting up close to $1 again? And over $1? And, well, up to $2 even almost. A lot of these people are going to get the F out of Dodge. They're going to cut their loss or take a smaller loss, or take a profit if they have it, or, take the break even. And it prevents the momentum from going higher. We saw it on AMC and GameStop and all those. That this happens. So, because you can only, people can only take so much, and then they have to, do their laundry. So they need those coins. So getting back to now, and we are on a weekly chart here. We can also go to daily. It doesn't matter. It's stretched out more. But technically, I'd probably expand this all the way up to here. And I would bring it even like down into here probably. I just put it at $1. I just put it at $1. That's close enough. It's not an exact thing, but because here, I mean, it couldn't even reach it. It did, and then boom, boom, down. So, okay. And what happened here? Well, I mean, we can compare it to like Bitcoin. I mean, comparisons are the thing. So Bitcoin, I'll put it in the language of the, the hipsters who do this shit. Bitcoin ran first. Bitcoin, I'd never say that. I would never say that. Bitcoin ran first. I mean, Lynn, I don't think you've ever heard me say that before. I think you could probably verify in the 3 years that we've been on here doing this. I don't know that I've used that phraseology before, but I'm using it now. Bitcoin ran first, and then XRP ran second. See, this one ran first. So, and when did Bitcoin start its run? Well, it was right after the election, basically. And XRP did start to run then too, but the acceleration of the run happened, like the following week. I don't know why. Who knows? But we get, and it's so cute too because it runs up. I'm talking XRP now. Let me get this Bitcoin off here. It runs up, and then it runs into some of this stuff from back here. It runs into stuff from there. It traces back to here. Like people are in this stuff, and they're in it from here. So who's selling? Who's in these red candles here? And who's in the sell transactions that are included, that are represented in, if we say, put on this volume here that shows you buying and selling volume separately. Or put another way, who's responsible for this line, the money flow dropping? Well, sellers. So, anyone selling at this point would have had to have bought it previously. So they could have bought it at a lower price and they could be selling for profit. They could have bought it at a higher price and be selling at a loss, right? We don't know. And there's no way to know that. But in any case, it observed some selling activity at that level that reflects back to previous, that level being previously hit. But then ultimately it passes through it. There's not enough of it and not enough aggressive selling sustained to stave off this parabolic run. So it starts to really run. This is when the real run starts, I think. Getting back to Bitcoin here. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is already flattened out. It's already going sideways, and it's about to roll over at that point. But XRP is running. Just pointing it out. I don't know. I don't know what it means. We could probably compare another crypto of some kind on here if it lets me do it. Maybe Ethereum. Maybe Doge. Dogecoin to USD is now in a purple line. Okay, and it looks more like Bitcoin. And it's already started to roll over harder than Bitcoin has. It's all fake. Everyone who's going to make money on crypto has made money on crypto. I agree, except BlackRock. I mean, they've absolutely made money on crypto, but they will make money on crypto. And the Wall Streeters. What I was kind of getting at the other day was, in my thinking, was, well, what we have now is another generic Wall Street instrument that's being traded, essentially. How is this different than anything else at this point? It doesn't refer to anything. It's not based on any other value. It's not derivative of anything. It really is down to what are people willing to pay for it. And even that is still distorted, not from retail investor side necessarily, but from the institutional side. Because while Americans may have drained their savings and are feeling the squeeze of higher prices for things like eggs and other food staples and just everything in general, that dynamic, I mean, how can you say, what I'm saying is the amount of money that people had to throw around in 2021 was absurd, especially compared to now. So to see this happen now at a time when consumers are so much weaker, and everything should is a dangerous word, almost as dangerous as obviously, but seemingly it should be lower because interest rates are up, a lot of stocks are down, but enough of the big stocks are up enough that it masks over all of that, and so the tide of all of this capital, which is not real, it's not real. It's not capital either. I don't know why I said that. It's not capital. It's absolutely debt. It is absolutely a debt. Because there's no inherent value. There's no inherent value here. So yeah, it can be whatever anybody wants it to be. But at the end of the day, where the rubber meets the road, people will not. No. Wall Street might, they could play whatever games they want, but this is not a currency, in my opinion. It's as much a currency as a stock is, and you don't spend stocks on things. These prices are just anyway. Now, if Bad Back were here, we could have a different discussion, because he knows more about this than I do. But from this lay person's perspective, Wall Street got their fingers in the pie. Charlotte bought at 59 cents. So you're in XRP currently from 59 cents. That is pretty amazing. That's awesome. Wow. Congratulations on that. And also for not, I'll use another term from the era, paper handing at any point along the way here. Like, you could have doubled your money easily, there. You could have tripled it. But see, that's the thing. If it's a long-term hold, are you even thinking about it from day to day? So anyway, speaking of nonsense, back over here in the wonderful world of stock markets. So yeah, we got this. It's like this market is so ridiculous, and it's got this petulance to it. No, we're going higher. No, we have to be higher. No, interest rates went down. I have to go higher. It's so pathetic. And it seems like an acceleration of the desperation too. Even the dollar's now coming, you know, well, that's daily. But, okay, never mind. Dollar's not rolling over. Or it is rolling over the wrong way. So, we're not perma bears, but, you know, the outlook to me has been that way. If it weren't for two narratives, there's two narratives that I think, and, you know, somebody like Ed Zitron has a probably, you know, he's thought about it a lot more and put it more succinctly and wrapped it up with an angry British, you know, tone, an angry British bow, better than I can. I mean, I think about this stuff a lot, but don't talk about it or express it, you know, in clear thoughts like I have to do on like it's good to do on here, I guess. But so and maybe we could check out one of his podcasts at some point. But you know, it's yeah, the two narratives. So the metaverse narrative, if anybody even remembers that, was supposed to change everything. And that led into the AI GPT narrative, which is, you know, I don't even need to go any further there. So without those narratives, where would we be? I mean, and I'd even argue even with the narratives, where have we gone? I really struggle to answer that question. Seriously. And I think you find at the end of the day, they are just narratives. It is just a narrative. It was a sales pitch that was bought up, literally. And, you know, yes, you could say it was retail investors absolutely involved. But to me, and see, you know, business to business is always where you make your money. Where I come from. You know, selling to other businesses. Even much better volume, much better pricing, much, you know, you know they're probably going to pay, you know, et cetera, et cetera. 100 customers instead of 100,000 customers. Many reasons, right? So it really was the business it was the selling to the data centers, to the software companies, to the cloud providers, to the other businesses, other tech businesses, firms, insurance companies, even financial services. Of course, we saw Ken Griffin last year saying, "Yeah, I bought 6,000 licenses for Chat GPT." It was early in the narrative too. It kind of makes you wonder. Makes me wonder. Of course, you know, the biggest market maker, one of the biggest hedge funds, big swinging dick on Wall Street is going to buy into it. Of course, he's going to put his money where his mouth is. It's nothing to him. And it furthers the narrative. It furthered the narrative. It did what it was probably designed to do. So, good one. But, yeah, these are just stories. They're just stories. And they're stolen ones at that, plagiarized. So there's some reckoning that needs to happen. And we've been wrong in the timing. No question about that. We take responsibility. I mean, you know, what else is there to do? We were wrong. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that we will always be wrong. Because the underlying reasonings have not resolved themselves. They've not been resolved. It's still valid. It is still valid, in my opinion. And I think that's a factually supported opinion. Now, where this diverges from ape Moass thinking, just in case anybody's like, well, but that's what you said. Nah, nah, nah. We're looking at data. We're looking at trends. We're looking at material observations. What are the facts on the ground? And not how does it appear. We're saying, and Lynn's saying it, large language models are just fancy predictive text programs. We don't have AI, not even close, but boy, does it pump tech stocks to say we do. Absolutely. And they say it in everything. Everything. Do you really need your smart vacuum robot to be powered by AI? What does it need? I don't know. That being said, some of the music generators are fun to play with. And that's the other thing. Image generation, some of the creative things. We've always enjoyed doing the creative stuff with the large language model GPT stuff. We have a whole section over in Finance Chat, the Alkin Institute for AI Squared, where all of these AI creations are on display. Text, music, images, silliness, seriousness. A report called AIDS. It is called AIDS. It's not about AIDS. But, you know, anyway. But at the end of the day, yes. Yeah. It has to be fed something. Yeah. Lynn arguing with Elon Musk, right? President Musk. We need to pump lithium to the moon. Oh, yeah, lithium. I forgot about that one. So, anyway. But the whole point of all that incoherence there was just to say, there's a lot of warning signs flashing right now. That's all. That's all. So we remain fairly bearish in our outlook. But you know, not to a perma bear type of thing. Although I did joke the other day, say I'm a bear market genius, because it does seem like I make way easier time of things when the market's going down. I don't know. I'm a short seller, I guess. So shoot me. You know, what are you gonna do? One thing, though. Well, actually, why not just do it this way? In my well, I'll come back to that. I will come back to that. So what we're going to do now is go back over to YouTube. Let's see what's going on in the meme stock Moass world. So there are new videos out today, every day. So here's one. This one is from Mikey's Money. We know Mikey. But it's curious he's talking about GameStop now, though. Why is he talking about? It says AMC GameStop green candle tomorrow. AMC and GME stock Moass incoming. Okay. I mean, you know, there's no reason for anybody to watch these videos at all. This is morbid curiosity. Yeah, Bull Run gets it. Yeah, when I do, it usually is pretty good. And I think, you know, maybe it's well, it probably is psychological, you know. I never capitulated to being bullish, which is a problem. Don't get me wrong. It is a problem. It's a problem. If not from losses, from lost opportunity cost of sitting on my hands when I could have, looking back, oh yeah, I could have gone long absolutely here or whatever on whatever it was. But I didn't feel comfortable doing it because it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It makes sense for this to go down to me. It doesn't make sense for it to go up. So I'm not going to touch it until I see it starts to come down past a certain threshold. Proprietary. No. All on feel, basically, which is completely counter to what we talk about here. But that's why, it's not that we don't use these things when we're actually trading, but it's like playing a musical instrument. You're not thinking about it the same way when you're playing music, in a band or at a jam session or in the bar, performing versus practicing at home or band rehearsal or whatever. It's less by the book. It's more by feel in the moment, seat of your pants kind of thing. And that's the way it is for me. And, for better or worse. And a lot of the times it's for worse. But I never capitulated to that thinking because, well, first of all, I know historically that, when the most stern, stubborn bears, which, by the way, stern bears, I have this on a winter hat that is actually for sale in a Teespring store that I have, but I can't find the damn link. But I'll post it, put in the description if anybody wants to purchase a stern bears hat. They're pretty cool. But yeah, I don't even remember what was the point of that. Oh yeah, when the most stubborn bears capitulate to being bullish is usually when the market flips, and I am, if nothing but if not a stern bear, stubborn bear. So I basically had it in my head that if I flip, that'll be it. Not only will I lose all my money, and I won't have any to actually go short now that it's time to, or, in this funny narrative. Anyway, so I never did. Model 3 dude in the house. Elon is a fool. I never thought I'd see you say that. I got to get that ISDN line up so we can get you on here, and so I could hear that in the voice say Elon is a fool. I never thought that, but this it speaks for itself, right? How can you deny it? Lest you be a fool as well. That's the only way. It's the only way. These people, these. Oh. We'll come back around to that, but it's good to see you virtually in this metaverse. We're having our holiday gathering in the metaverse this year. Welcome to the metaverse, guys. It's a multi-billion-dollar venture. It is. Yeah, that's like the time I asked one of the AIs to look at a Moass rants video, and it did. And then I asked it to analyze the video and compare it to like logic and facts, and it did, but it would not say would not say that the video was false. It wouldn't say it. So I did what, every good statistician or researcher or person with an agenda does. They guide it to the conclusion that they want. And so it's a very, very tedious process of defining the logic. Like, okay, so we know that if someone says something and then that turns out to be false, at some later point down the road, we look at that prediction or that statement and we compare it to materially observable facts that we have, and we put them side by side and we compare them, and we see that the prediction was not what played out. That would be considered an incorrect proposition. That would be a failed prediction. That would have been an incorrect guess. And it has no choice but to say, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, sure. Okay. And through a series of these, I was able to get Google's, I think it was Gemini on that one, to badmouth a YouTuber, essentially. But of course it was still, but you would really need to talk to that person to get their full perspective. No, he's a grifter. You have the whole internet at your disposal, and you can't tell that this guy is using every logical fallacy in the goddamn book. No, you can tell. Here, let me show you. And why is it that the chat participant is training the AI in the course of querying it such that you get the complete opposite answer at the end of the exchange? You have flipped it completely around to now be saying the same. I'm sorry, to be saying the exact opposite of what it said at the outset, even though the facts warranted it saying the opposite. In other words, it said he wasn't a grifter, even though I showed it was. Then when I got it to look at each line, each point, then it conceded, well, actually, yeah, we were wrong. Why were you wrong? You had all this information before. That's what I'm saying. So it's dumb. That's what I'm saying. So let's see what this guy is saying, and then we're going to go on 1 1/4.
What is going on, YouTube? So today we're going to be talking about GameStop and AMC stock and why I believe these next couple of trading days are going to be huge. But before I do get into why I believe that, make sure to subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because I do update you guys on GameStop and AMC stock every single day. So this past Friday, GameStop had its highest weekly close since August of 2022, which is over 2 years ago. Not only that, but on the daily chart, we do have a bullish engulfing candlestick as well. On the chart, we also have engulfing candlestick. If this is truly one giant cup and half,
but see, like, that means nothing. Put it quite frankly, that is garbage. That is trying to predict the future from the past, which don't work. Trust me, it doesn't work. And, yeah, you get lucky sometimes, but I mean, come on. A bullish engulfing candle, okay. Looking at the right, I'm looking at XRP still. I'm like, what, why? It's not up. Okay. Is he looking at GameStop? He's looking at GameStop. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, we'll get the right one eventually here. There we go. Now, did he say it was on the weekly time frame? I wasn't paying attention. He is on one day, I think. 1 day. Let's go back real quick.
I do update you guys on the highest weekly close since August of 2022, which is over 2 years ago. Not only that, but on the daily chart, we do have a bullish engulfing candlestick as well on.
Okay, the daily chart, bullish engulfing candlestick. Okay, I guess. And what was this about weekly? Highest weekly close. Let's see. Highest weekly close since. Well, we closed down here. It was closed here. Okay, I guess, but I mean, there. You tell me. This trading, like. All right, that's what he's saying. It's the most since here from 2022. Okay, so and yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know what happened to my box in here. There should be an overhead supply box. But, I mean, you know, it's pretty clear what's happening here on these overhead supply bumps. You know, and if you want to play the technical analysis game, we can do that. We can absolutely do that, because every one of these tops, this is on weekly, every god dang one of these tops, including the Moass itself, back in January of 2021. Okay, I'm just going to take that off there for clarity. We know that this is an overhead supply zone deal here, especially the way that these apes hold on to their shit. Okay. Every one of these tops, of these topping candles of this weekly, has a long-ass stem on it like that. I mean, some longer ass than others, right? Sometimes it's you know, a third of the length of the candle body or something like that, or to a half. Sometimes a little bit more. Sometimes it's super long. But in any case, there's always, because think about it. I mean, of course there's a top wick. You know, because the price is coming down. It's starting its decline. Even though it closed higher, it didn't close as high as it went. It went high and came back down. So you got an upper wick, right? Executed prices, but not the closing price. Closing price was lower every time. That's the nature of a sell-off. So, I would say, you know, there's a good chance, and sometimes you get a couple of them. Sometimes you do get a couple. You get a couple of them that peek out, that stick out at the top, but then, you know, you rarely get like more than 3. I think there might be 3 here. Yeah. And this is weekly, so who knows? But I'm just saying, this could be the beginning. It could very well be the beginning of a new dump cycle. And with the futures being up right now at this point today, on this open, that would lend maybe a little bit more credence to what we could be heading into a sell-off this week. Because, you know, as somebody put it to me once, if you were trying to sell a bunch of worthless shit for as much as you could, wouldn't you pump the price up? Because if the price is higher, you can sell it at higher prices down. Of course, who wouldn't? And that's what happens. So, am I saying there's a conspiracy? No, I'm just saying this is how it goes. This is how it goes. And this was this was an actual, not Wall Street, but finance person on the internet, pretty well known, who said this. So I'm not making this up, but it's just common sense. Makes sense. You know, if you're going to try to sell a bunch of worthless shit, you're going to try to get as high a price as you can because you know it's worthless. You're going to pump it up. You're going to let it fall. 101 price psychology. Okay. So with it having done that today, you know, I mean, let me just say this. We've seen a lot of this crap happening lately. We've seen a lot of these, valuation pump ups for a kind of a brief period, and then it sinks back down. So we're in the season for that. We are absolutely in the season for that. Will it happen tomorrow or this week? I don't know. There could be other factors too. I mean, let me back up. There are other factors too. There are other factors too that, the extent of which I don't even know. Nobody does. But I'm just saying, if it crashed today during the futures open, then I wouldn't be saying the same thing. And this ties directly into, I'm going to tie it back to Mikey, because you might be, and this is absolutely possible too, by the way. This could happen. It's just as likely to happen, which makes all of this infuriating, which is why I said before, going off of feel is just as good, if not better, than going off of candles, technical analysis, history to predict the future. But anyway, if the price had collapsed today, I wouldn't be saying, the opposite. I'd be saying, well, you might get a bounce tomorrow. I think that makes sense. But we didn't. We got a pump or a gap up, so we could get a crap tomorrow. We could get a gap and crap, or we could get a gap and go. It could gap up and go higher. But what did it do? It hasn't done that yet. It went up to the same level that it went up before. I'm just looking at the S&P up here, the ES. It went up to the same level. I mean, this is a 1 minute chart, but we can go bigger. I usually leave it on 1 minute here just for fun, but we can go back to an hour or something and see that it's been in this area a few times before already. There's nothing special about this region. This is like a pathway. It was a pathway up, basically. It was a pathway up every time it went through these levels. Now that I look at it, these are 1 hour candles. Yeah, 1 hour candles. It didn't hang out here much. It really didn't hang out here much. It was moving up through it. It was moving down through it. It was moving up through it. So it was just kind of on the way. Now, that doesn't mean it can't come down here and consolidate and whatever else. But what am I trying to say, Scott? Just get to the point. The point here is that when Mikey says we have a bullish engulfing candle, what he's saying is that the closing candle for this week or Friday or whatever he said it was for encompasses the entire shape of, I think he said it was weekly. I mean, it looks like it is on weekly too. The green part here completely covers and completely engulfs. I guess that's why they call it that. The red candle that came before it. So these two. Oh, I got no. Weird. So this one. Oh my God, completely engulfs this one. It eats it up like Pac-Man. So that's supposed to be seen as bullish. That's supposed to be seen as it's going to go up more. That's what he's saying. It went up and engulfed this previous candle. So therefore, my theory, my hypothesis is it will go up higher because it had momentum already or whatever. Well, I mean, you're ignoring the fact that there's this big wick up here that was sell-off, that it went higher and it came back down. And we'd have to go in closer on the day and see like what the circumstances were there. What were the circumstances there? I don't know, and I don't care. But you'd have to look at it. You'd have to look at it. And it looks like it was a midday reversal. Did that coincide with any other midday reversal in the indices? Well, yeah, it did, actually. It sure as shit did. So, is he saying the entire market's going to be green? It would seem so, because at this point, I realize I have two copies of the same goddamn thing on here. One's scaled and one's not. At this point, it's hard to really make much of a case for GameStop being anything other than just following the S&P roughly and underperforming it. So you're not really saying much when you say that GameStop had a bullish engulfing candle, because you're describing the SPY. You are describing the overall market, because very few things have their own personality right now. Big tech, AI, 7, whatever they do, you could argue, or you could argue that they all have the same profile. Actually, there's 2 or 3 that kind of diverge. Apple will go up, Nvidia will go down, and then they flip-flop. It's all stupid. It's algorithmic. I mean, I don't know exactly how. I don't care. All I know is incontrovertibly seeing these patterns, shift like this. Go back and look at it at a 5-minute chart. Nvidia's red, green on Apple. So, but at the end of the day, it has the effect that it has on the overall market. So anyway, but what I'm saying is that, okay, today the futures opened higher. It opened higher. So a knee-jerk reaction would be, oh, I got to buy it. It's going up. But just because it's going up now doesn't mean it's going to be going up tomorrow morning at 9:30 or 10:30 or 11:30 or 12:30. In fact, it could peak and crash before then. And then it could paradoxically be on an uptrend at 9:30 that's much lower because it crashed already. See? So it's meaningless. It's meaningless to say that because you don't know what's going to happen. And whatever happened before does not determine what's going to happen next in such a one-to-one way. Those are what we call obvious moves. Quote-unquote obvious. Oh, it's a bullish engulfing candle. Bullish engulfing candle. Clearly, obviously, it's going to keep going up. I better get in, buy some calls. That's why retail investors lose all of their money on option plays usually. Because, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but Wall Street likes to do reversals and stuff. Like, they like to, it seems like, who knows if they actually do. And they doesn't even mean anything anyway, because it isn't one person, but they collectively, the institutions, it seems like it likes to, oh, we're going to go up a little bit, price this a little higher so we can sell off this worthless crap at a higher price. But when they do that, that causes price to go lower. So no, it's not fucking bullish. The end result here is that it's probably not going to be bullish. Now, I will eat my words and big bites of crow tomorrow if I'm wrong about this. And it doesn't matter anyway. Flip a coin. Flip a coin. I'm just saying this is not a sound strategy. Doesn't make sense. And you know what? I'm sick of it. I'm sick of garbage like this because if he was so goddamn good at trading, first of all, he wouldn't be sitting here trying to trade fucking GameStop.
On the weekly chart, we also have a bullish engulfing candlestick. If this is truly one giant cup and handle, and if this is truly one
what
flag, and if technical analysis actually
cup and handle, I love that one. It's a cup and handle. Where what is it? One of Willy Wonka's fucking tulip cups? Where's the cup? Is it the kind of, is it like a baseball cup? What the hell are you talking about? Cup and fucking handle.
It works with memes.
No, this cup has a big piece of fucking glass sticking out of the middle of it. What are you talking about? Cup and handle.
Then GameStop is
God damn it.
getting ready to freaking explode out of this $30 range. In my opinion, probably going back to its high that we had back in June, which would be around $46 to $48. Obviously, none of
No, it won't, because of overhead supply. But I could be wrong. It could go up there. It could run up there. I'll even say it that way. But it's not going to stay. And it's not going to go higher. I want Mikey and his ilk to find one example of where any of these stocks, I'm not saying anything, I'm saying any of these meme stocks actually did what they always predict that will happen, which never does. It's high time for them to show some examples of these predictions that are failed after failed after failed after failed prediction. Show me some evidence that a bullish engulfing candle actually means that. Let's see it in practice. I understand the theory of it, and that's not even sound. So let's see the practice, let's see it in action. Where did it actually lead to this? Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't see it. I didn't see it, I haven't seen it, and I'm not seeing it now. Sorry, Mike. I'm going to shut up.
Financial advice. I'm not telling anyone to buy, sell, or hold, but there was like over 9 million shares traded 20 minutes after the market closed. Some huge orders coming in for GameStop stock in after hours, as well as AMC. There was like over 10 million volume in after hours at the same exact time. So who knows what that could have been. All I know is that this all it really takes is a post from Roaring Kitty. That's and Roaring Kitty.
Oh, no.
On the weekly chart, we have nothing but bullish indicators for GameStop. The price has crossed the moving average. All big three moving averages, the price is above it. Obviously, it did drop down below it last.
Big three.
We did close up.
Big three. What does that mean? That means nothing. Big three moving averages? No. Because, again, moving averages are lagging indicators. They are, you know how averages work, right? Let's say that his grade average is 75% in math, which is probably high. Let's say this. Last semester, he got a 75% in math. I think that's a C or a D. It's a D where I come from. But since then, he's studied and he's worked hard. And he's memorized his multiplication tables and all that. And he aced a quiz and he aced a test. And by ace, I mean he got over 90. You know, can he get a B in the class? And I don't think there's enough information in this word problem to solve it. It's not meant to be solved. What I'm saying is you can't tell. You can't tell that. First of all, we don't know how many things make up that average. If there's literally only 3 items existing and he got 2 95s being added, now you have 5 items, yeah, your average is going to go up a lot. But if there's 10 items and they're all weighted differently, etc., and there's all these terms and conditions, as there always are in classes, damn teachers, fine print in the syllabus, then it may not affect your grade that much. So you shouldn't be rejoicing, Hosanna, in the highest, just yet. That's why you got a 75 in math, though, Mike. But, you know, so what I'm saying is, yeah, a moving average can be bullish. It could be in bullish crossover. But those averages are slow to respond. They need more data fed into them in order to respond. One day isn't going to change the trend on the moving average necessarily, unless you use a whatever short-term one. Anyway, or you're looking at like on an intraday chart, you're looking at a 15-minute chart, and then you put a 30 moving average on that. Well, now you're looking at 30 15-minute periods, not 30 days. So there's all these variables. Nobody knows how the teacher is going to grade the fucking test anyway. They could just make up a number. They could say, I don't like to use blue pen. Fail. And you know what? At least it used to be. That was too bad. So sad. You failed the test. Now, the teacher would probably get sued if they did something like that, right? But, there was a thing kind of understood. There was a lot of things that were understood 25, 30 years ago, I feel like, that aren't understood really the same way anymore. But it's like the basically the sovereign dictatorial nature of the teacher's classroom. It's my classroom. If I don't like blue pen, I'll take points off because I don't like blue pen. What are you going to do about it, bitch? Oh, run home and tell mommy. Mikey's mommy has got to be so sick of hearing about all this stuff. Oh, my God. Mikey, I'm sick of hearing about this stupid stock. Call your bank. All right.
Is brewing, and it's not guaranteed going to happen the week of Christmas. I think it's really possible that we get a decent move, at least 30-40%. But if we don't get somewhat of a squeeze, like a
30-40%
this week, I do believe it will come sometime in January. As for AMC closed at $4.
So the can has been kicked down the road even further now to 2025. Officially, the can has been kicked. All right, we've kicked the can. 2025 it is.
And $4.20 in after hours. 23 million shares traded on Friday, and this $4 level is an extremely good buying zone.
Did he just say 420?
It did close at $4.18 and $4.20 in after hours.
Woohoo! Let's get high.
23 million shares traded on Friday, and this $4 is an extremely good buying zone, in my opinion. I believe AMC took a huge bounce off this level. Ever since we've hit $3.93, we've just been making higher lows. On the daily chart as well, we did have a bullish and so we got bullish engulfing candles on both.
Oh boy.
After the market crash, the whole market came crashing down, trillions of dollars wiped out of the market, and they couldn't even make AMC go below $3.93, which was its low after the dilution. They couldn't even make GameStop form a lower low. They could only bring it down to like $28.30. I believe it hit like $27.70 in pre-market. But even after that whole market crash, AMC and GameStop only made a higher low, which is just freaking amazing to see. This guy said GameStop.
Not really.
Name has
what?
In a range.
Whatever.
Short interest in this stock is big, and many are still betting on a turnaround and a massive blowout squeeze. One thing.
That's actually a good question. Where is Manuel? I'll page him over in Telegram. Okay, he's been summoned. Did he say hi? I didn't think. I mean, I know he did earlier, but I don't know that he. I haven't seen him, but he probably is here somewhere. For some reason, it's not showing me the participants list in the chat, so I don't know if he's lurking. But anyway, I just pinged him over in Telegram. We'll see. All right, what is this? Now, this looks like some big brain DD. This could lead into some other stuff I want to show. All right.
Thing which is very interesting to notice is the recent transaction in this name. A lot of banks have increased their holdings. Swiss National Bank increased its position by 46% this past quarter. Van ECK increased.
I mean, how many times do we have to go through this crap? I've been talking about this since 2021. It's one of the first things on my original first channel that was one of the easiest low-hanging fruit to pick off, to dispel these myths that these institutions are increasing their holdings. It's so interesting to see how they've increased their holdings. Because, yes, the money managers are sitting there at their boardroom. They've got all the papers and cocaine and everything scattered across the table. And, somebody, hey, guys. Hey, Ken. You got to get you some of that GameStop, man. I don't know. Little birdie tells me it's going to run this week. I don't know that that's not what's happening. I don't know that with absolute authority that's not what's happening. But what we do know about how institutions make these decisions, it's much, much less exciting and cool than that. It is way, way drier and way more sober and sobering when you actually know how this shit works. And so this has to do with the ETF-ization, the containerization, the passive nature of the market. And a lot of times they're, quote unquote, forced to increase their holdings. Forced to increase their holdings. I'm not going to go through each of these and analyze it and try to figure out why or what. From Q2 and Q3. Who cares? Give me a break. They increased their positions by, in some cases, double-digit amounts because they believed that GameStop was coming back. Said nobody fucking ever, okay? Nobody said that. Nobody said that. Nobody believes that. Nobody said that. This guy isn't even saying that. This analyst here isn't even saying that. He's not even saying it. So Mikey is implying it, right?
Holdings. Swiss National Bank increased its position by 46% this past quarter. Van ECK increased its holdings by 8% during Q3. Renaissance Technology lifted its stake by 34% in Q2, and many others. This indeed is interesting to see how.
And how do you know that the price hasn't
holdings in this name?
How do you know that they haven't reduced their holdings already, Mike? Because you're talking about 2 3/4 ago. Like we're already in essentially Q1. So you're talking about 2 3/4 ago. How is that relevant to now? Please, how is it relevant?
A squeeze in 2025, speculative name. All I know is with the giant cup and handle, with the giant bull flag, with the bullish engulfing candlestick on the weekly, the daily, the volume coming back. I mean, 20 million shares traded on Friday. It really can happen any day, and I am freaking ready for it. This guy said 4.6 million share order worth $137 million on market close order. Did Kitty just buy back in? I doubt Kitty would even be buying back in. I believe he would just be buying more. At this point, buying the rip, freaking YOLO. But like I said, in after hours, right at 4:20 p.m., there was some large orders in both GameStop and AMC, which is just huge to see. I mean, we haven't seen orders like this in after hours in a very long time. I believe since October.
Yeah, is that how Keith Gill bought his shares in one market on close order? I don't think so. I don't recall knowing that. I don't think so. Most likely, you know, this is institutional repositioning. It is market maker settlement, you know, inventory settlement. This is what you have to do, and this is what kills me about these guys. Just like with the bullish engulfing candle. Okay, yeah, I understand that there are websites out there that tell you that means that the price is going to go up more. I understand that that's what the common thinking is. And sometimes it does. Okay, we know that. We know what's supposed to happen, supposedly. What is supposedly supposed to happen. That's a mouthful. What we need to look at and think about is every other possibility. Or as many of those as we can. The more of them that we do consider, maybe the closer to understanding whether what our hypothesis is correct or not, the easier a time we might have with that. But just looking at these bullish data points and interpreting them only as bullish and never considering a counter argument, never considering all of the millions of reasons why this may not be what you think it is, they just go with it and attach a meme to it and post it on Twitter, and then it gets picked up on other social media, and the narrative continues. And we've been saying since the beginning here, okay, I understand what you think will happen. Let's look at all of the things, other things that could happen, and the other reasons that what you think will happen probably won't happen. And now we have the benefit of, hey, since they use history to predict the future, let's fucking use it too. None of this crap makes any difference. Let's go with that, because it doesn't. Now, I know that that's not necessarily the case. Doesn't have to. Could do anything tomorrow. Sure, could. What's the likelihood? What's the probability? It's not a black or white. It's not it will do this or it won't do that. It is there's a better chance of this than that. That's where you have to start, not, oh my God, 104.6 million shares worth $137,000 on market on close order. Did Keith Gill just buy back in? Fuck Keith Gill. Who gives a fuck about Keith Gill? He rug pulled your ass. Why would you fucking care? Why are you hoping on that? That's not a fundamental turnaround. That's not growth of the company causing anything. That's market manipulation. Deceptive trading. One dude being greedy. It doesn't go much beyond that, in my opinion. Also, I wonder how much, what happened? Let's see. He said 4 million or something, right? Let's get volume back on here. Actually, I like this one here. Buying, selling volume. It breaks it down. Buying and selling. Okay. Where's this? This couldn't have been Friday. Was it December 20th? It was? Okay. On GME? Well, let me put the standard volume on here. It should add up to be the total. It shouldn't be off at all. I use that indicator all the time. 17.44K, 28.25. Market manipulation, which he got away with, which is true, Lynn. You're not wrong. But there, I feel like each time that it happened, more recently, with each time there was more scrutiny. And I'm not even saying by the SEC. You know, they're in a coma. It doesn't matter. They're not going to do shit. But we are going to look at them, though, because they are doing a lot of things right now, which I'm sure, Lynn, you know. But I'm thinking about it more from the herding aspect. I don't know. The media, I just think it may not. What I'm saying is, for whatever reason, take your pick of reasons, it may not work this time. That's all I'm saying. He might get away with it, technically, but, you know, I don't know. Well, I just want the good guys to win once. And by the good guys, I do not mean the apes. Scratch that. For once, I want the fucktards. I want the manipulators. You know, the real villains here. The Keith Gills, the Treys, the Matt Coles, the Roensch Capitals, the Mikey's Monies. I want them, and most of them have lost, so, you know, that's fine. But how many times is Keith Gill going to sit there and piss all over the SEC? You know, and blow raspberries at him and say, you guys are a joke. And that's essentially what it says. I just don't think he can do that forever. That's all. But he did get away with it. Absolutely. You're right. He did. He did. Wild, isn't it? Now, what about this guy sitting around? Okay, was this the 20th? Was it? Yeah, it was the 20th. Okay, so he posted that on the 20th, 407. I mean, unless the market on close orders are not shown on here, I don't see a fucking order for 4 million. I don't see 4 million of volume represented anywhere here. I don't know what he's talking about. Unless I'm looking at the wrong day. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong day. Oops. Maybe if anybody can double check me on this, but I don't see it. What are you talking about? 1.1K, 109. So the last 15-minute candle of the day, the last 15-minute candle on Friday, December 20th, 2024, contained 109,060 volume shares. And I'm looking at something here that says GME 4.6 million share order worth 137 million on market on close order. Did Kitty just buy back in? I don't know what this is, where it came from, or why it's not showing here. But anyway, he's saying it at 407. There's not that many shares executed at that time, at least not on TradingView, which should be most of the volume. So I don't know. Anyway, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that statistic. I can't verify it. I'm sure that Mikey verified it, though, right?
October 29th on National Cat Day, when the filing came out that Roaring Kitty sold all his Chewy. I believe that was a freaking YOLO. But like I said, in after hours, right at 4:20 p.m., there was some large at this point back in. I doubt Kitty would even be buying back in. I believe he would just be buying more at this point, buying the rip, freaking YOLO. But like I said, in after hours, right at 4:20 p.m., there was some large orders in both GameStop and AMC, which is just huge to see. I mean, we haven't seen orders like this in after hours in a very long time. I believe.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Sold all his Chewy.
Kid.
Last time that we had some huge orders.
What?
In after hours. White Rabbit said a bullish engulfing candle is a candlestick pattern.
There were no trades at 420.
So to the upside in technical.
There were zero. There's not even a candle at 420. It skips from 416 to fucking 423. What are you talking about? What the fuck? On Friday? Let me look at it on Thinkorswim. Maybe TradingView sucks. Maybe. Yeah, I see volume of 19 million, but I'm just seeing on the last two 1 minute candles, 17,000, 28,000. And I'm not seeing anything at 420. There's not even a candle at 420, which in after hours means that there was no trades that time. But let me pull it up over here on Thinkorswim. And it was probably just short covering, right? I mean, I don't know. I'm having trouble here with this. Okay, I'll do it here. Okay, all right. Okay, let me get back over to Thinkorswim here. Okay, here it is. There it is. It's at 4:01. 4 o'clock exactly. Sorry, 4 o'clock. Okay, now it's the 4 o'clock candle, which TradingView doesn't even show. Bottom of the screen, look at the label that comes up. Friday, 20 December 24, 15:59. Slide it over, 1 bar. Friday, December 20, 24, 16:01. Where's 1600? Where's 1600? I don't know. I guess we got to go to Thinkorswim for that. Here it is on on actual brokerage. A non-payment for order flow brokerage, mind you. 1600, yes, 4 o'clock, volume 4.6 million. But, I was right, though. What? You're right? No, you weren't. Yeah, no, I was, though. Because look at it. Just look at it, would you? Look at it. By the way, is there 420? Is 420 on here? There was 600 shares of volume at 420. So TradingView is just missing data. Nothing new there. But just look at this though here, because this is, think about this. You have, God, this kid is so dumb. Okay. You have a sell-off going into the close. 30 is coming down. By the way, fantastic. What happened at 4:15 though? That's really what matters for options. Oh yeah, it closed under 30. I was curious to see if it closed under 30 or not. At 4:15, that's when options close. Okay. Anyway, at 4 o'clock on 4.6 million shares, the price went down. The price went down. 359 closed at 29.85. 4 o'clock on the dot closed at 29.83. Now, yeah, 3 cents lower. Not a big deal. It's, for all intents, it's the same. But strictly speaking and technically, it went down. So now, maybe then it's kind of silly to say something like this, because clearly that was not 4.6 million shares being bought, at least not at market price, not in a price aggressive type of order that will actually push the price up. Most likely what this is shares being executed. We see this all the time. All the time. We've seen it all the time, the whole time through meme stock mania. These massive candles right at the close. And you get market makers closing positions. It's a option expiration, so you have options closing. You have not necessarily options closing, but you have the market makers reacting to people selling and closing their option trades. So what they've had to do to hedge the calls or puts that they sold you, whether they had to buy or sell shares or another option to cover that, liability. Some of that's being undone. And the end result is, after 4.6 million shares, you actually went down 3 cents, and you're sitting here hyping it? Okay. That's pretty ignorant. Pretty goddamn ignorant. Just like the rest of this whole video is, I'm sure. So, skipping ahead here to some, I think he's going to talk about AMC, maybe. I don't know what there is to talk about. Oh, of course, the box office, of course. Yeah, let's talk about that.
For box office is now $400 million compared to Q4 of 2023. 13 more movies got released in this quarter, and the average is up over $1 million. The box office,
wow, 1 million.
For 2024, AMC is profiting directly from the development. 2025 box office is expected.
AMC is profiting? Profiting. Okay. Apparently, we don't understand the definition of the word profit. Maybe you could say they're benefiting from, but I don't think AMC is not profitable, are they? I'm not aware of profitability. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't been paying close attention. But this is the kind of thing. They've never understood the difference between profit and revenue. That's kind of sad. But it is what it is. You got people who don't understand these terms throwing them around like they do, and more importantly, throwing money around like they know and understand what is being said about this by not only themselves but other people. And that leads to misinvestment, malinvestment is what that means. You have people making decisions not from a place of being informed, but from a place of being misinformed. And that results in a distortion. In 2021, I believe it resulted in the price being distorted. That created a distortion of the expectation of the price moving. And now it's all distorted. I believe the 420 is probably closer to an accurate evaluation of the valuation of this company. But to say that they're profiting, that profit means a very specific thing. They're not profiting. They're benefiting. It's a big difference.
To grow. So as you guys see, ever since the pandemic, the box office has only been in an uptrend. Q4 of 2024 is so for the highest grossing Q4.
So what does that tell you then, Mike? That tells you that the prices that the stock was trading at in 2021 were distorted. They weren't realistic. And to expect it to return there, despite all of this strength in the fucking market, the movie and box office, is delusional. It's delusional. This level of sales in box office does not equate to that stock evaluation. Stock valuation price. And I know it didn't in 2021 either. You're right, it didn't. Absolutely not. It was distorted. It was distorted. Those distortions were enabled by factors that are no longer a thing. Like your stimulus check, like your unemployment checks, like all of that. Now, it could be argued, and it is being argued by a lot of people, that we're going to have another event of some kind that will cause the Fed to have to slash interest rates again and stimulate the economy because everything will be falling to shit. I'm not so confident in that. I think that is pathetic, honestly. That's the most pathetic reason to be bullish ever. It's like hoping for another pandemic or something. Literally, you're a piece of shit, I feel. If that is your hopium strategy for 25, is not just a crash. I'm not talking about a crash. I am talking about the likes of Trump or President Musk Doesn't it seem like everybody knows, for example, that tariffs don't do the things that we are being told on the campaign trail that they do, that they will result in the things happening that might be actually making things worse? Somehow in this country, we elected someone who literally went out and said something that goes against all conventional and academic knowledge and history and observable patterns of the thing that he was talking about. He went out there and said the exact opposite and got elected. That right there, we should stop right there. That right there is a tragic failure, okay? But no, it doesn't stop there. Because the media then parroted what was said. And I'm not talking about this from a political standpoint, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about this purely from a financial, economic standpoint. You said this will cause this. And I'm saying we have decades of evidence that show the exact opposite. Okay? That's what I'm coming from. So it's not political. So that's where we're at. So I mean, what can we say? There's a couple options. One is that they're really just that ignorant, which I don't believe. Not everybody. If that, I mean, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so then they know. They know it's nonsense, and they're saying it anyway. Now we might be getting somewhere. Because Trump can now say, well, we had an idea of what we thought it would do. And, well, you know, I'll be damned. It did the exact opposite thing. And play, you know, a plausible deniability game. Meanwhile, everything's falling to shit, which was the point. Because let me throw this piece in here. Where did all the wealth go? Where did all of the money that was created during the pandemic, during stimulus, retail, the explosion of retail sales numbers, people went out and spent money during the pandemic. Well, maybe they didn't go out and do it, but they spent money. When you spend money on Amazon, ultimately that money goes up to the top. The billionaires make out the best. They know how not to let a crisis go to waste. I'm not saying they're trying to manufacture one necessarily, but by God, I can't really come up with any other explanations that make any sense, given all of the false information and just nonsensical, magical, garbage beliefs, seemingly, that are being put out there. So what I'm saying is Donald Trump, Ramaswamy, Elon Musk, all of these guys, they're better off now, way better off now than they were before COVID. So why would they not want more quantitative easing? Something to think about. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But something does not smell right here. There's something off. And, you know, hey, I mean, you know, this is not only did we elect the guy that lied about tariffs, I'm gonna call it as it is. The guy that lied to everyone, tried to lie about tariffs. I mean, this is the same guy who did all of the other stuff that we know that he did. You know, when Florida sends their people up to Washington, they're not sending their brightest and best. No. They're sending us criminals. Woo! Man, it's funny how, you know. Then we got then this is the best one. I'm on a roll here. I'm coming back to this for a third time. Trump threatens to take back Panama Canal over ridiculous fees. So the landlord is complaining about high rent. It will take me a minute to get over this because I just love it. We're going to take it back. We're going to take back the Panama Canal. It's ours, you know. Well, hell, it's ours. We gave it to you. I want it back. Well, Mr. President, sir, aren't you concerned about being labeled an Indian giver? Well, anyway. Okay. AMC stock, what do we got here? Oh, Jesus Christ. Always bullish. Always. Watch before Monday. Who in the hell is that? I don't know who that is. Anna Paulina Luna? Who's this? Is this somebody I should look up or? Hey Lou, where you at, buddy? Oh, this one? Oh. So I'm really confused about all this. I heard that they are going to do it and then that they're not going to do it. I don't know. And then Elon said, no, guys, do this. Or, since he was elected, duly elected by, democratic process, he could just tell people what to do. That's the way our system works. Yeah. That's understating it. That's putting it very diplomatically, Charlotte. Okay. Florida representative. Well, is Matt Gaetz from Florida too? Or is he? Was, I guess. Anyway, budget got approved. Oh, good. Oh, great. It usually always, doesn't always, but who is she from 1 year ago? Feel that you've perjured yourself there, Anna. She asks EPA official, how much do you make a year? Great populist angle. Fantastic. Masterful. Unfortunately, it's irrelevant to what she's trying to do, but whatever. This is the thing that they don't get. The thing that they don't get. They're just crossing they're crossing lines that they don't even realize. They don't know that there is a line there. I'm not saying of inappropriate or appropriate. I'm just saying the line of common sense in a way. It's like, going to your doctor or, calling, getting on the phone with the insurance company and well, how much do you make per hour? Oh, well, that's way too much because you didn't help me. Dude, you have no idea. You have no fucking clue. And it's none of your business what anybody fucking makes either. And the only thing that can come out of those types of discussions is bad shit. Yeah, you have the right to talk about it. But just because you have the right to talk about it doesn't mean that you should. That's what that means. And just because you have the right to ask someone this, because you're a congresswoman, which means that, you know, what does that even mean? No, it means you got more votes, right? Maybe. What it actually means is you were able to get more corporations and mega rich assholes to give money to you rather than the other angry, ignorant person who's up there yelling and screaming about shit that they don't understand. That's what it means. So, again, I say Elon Musk, duly elected under those terms. This is a shit show. This is a shit show. I saw CoffeeZilla had a shirt. I want to get it. It says, "Welcome to the shit show." I love it. So, anyway, that's enough of this political garbage. Even though we're not really talking about politics, okay? Don't get any ideas. So, what else do I have here? Let's see. Oh, hi, Peter. How you doing? Waiting to see the earnings projections if the tariffs are put in place. That's going to be fun for the board members of all these big companies. Yeah, I mean, don't worry. They'll find some way to spin it and to use it to their advantage. You know, that's a given. That is a given in my mind. But, you know, but I agree. It's going to be interesting to see what they say. And also, it's going to be interesting to see what happens as far as the consumer goes, because Wall Street and, you know, the corporations, the oligarchs, they can pretend and they can paint a picture. They can paint a pretty good, pretty convincing picture for a while. And I think they've been doing that fairly successfully. I think they've managed to, you know, to do that. If nothing else, to stave off, you know, like a major hemorrhage in the market. But they can't do it forever, because at some point the roosters are going to come back. Because they're not going to have the sales. Because the consumer has been hurting this whole time. That's what is not ever recognized. And you can say, oh, the mortgage index went up, or, you know, home sales went up, or blah, blah, blah. Great. That's fantastic. But you got people, I mean, you got people who are never going to buy a house ever in their life. Meanwhile, you've got millions of people who can't afford fucking eggs. So what are you talking about? Mortgage rate, mortgage sale, you know, these broad indicators that are often fucking cooked and then revised later anyway. Oh, we didn't lose that many jobs. 2 months later, oh, it turns out we lost twice as many 2 months ago. It all plays into this narrative. So, yeah, I mean, come on. This is some... I did not hear about this, but this is what we should be talking about and should be doing. Yes. Because that is the reason why we have an unelected asshole who thinks that he's going to run the fucking show. This could really not be good. Maybe it'll be nothing. Maybe maybe the blow up and the falling out will happen before, but he's already done shit. The influence is already being felt. The influence, the overt, unabashed political influence of money is being put on full fucking display. Meanwhile, oh, here's Luigi. Okay. Be distracted by that. But don't get too excited, though. We don't want the other CEOs to get scared. What a garbage news cycle we're in. If it's not one fucking thing, it's another. And there are a lot of things that are being glossed over with a wide-ass paintbrush that I just hope that we come back with the detail brush at some point and pick up the details, because there's a lot that's being missed. I will agree with that. And apparently now something else is being missed that I didn't know. This overturning Citizens United proposal. Is that Dick Durbin? Is he still around? Anyway, so let's pop over to Reddit. So, popping over to Reddit here. Oh, that's not Reddit. That. Copy doesn't even do what it used to do. Okay. Well, Trump and President Musk may be engineering that demand destruction as we speak. I just don't know what. I mean, I really find it hard to believe that they'll put in 100% tariffs and all this shit and intentionally crash the economy. How would Trump be seen as a savior? How would he be seen as doing the right thing? I don't get it. I don't know how that. I mean, I don't know. Whatever. Okay, here, this post is from 6 months ago, actually. Whoa. I just thought it was interesting. Okay, so this post, we're gonna look at the date here on it, is from June 7th of this year. June 7th of this year. So let's go to the chart real quick and see on, this is for GameStop. June 7th of this year. Okay, right in the thick of this volatility. June 7th, right here. Ah, yes, this day. That lovely day right there, outlined in a dotted yellow line. Highest volume of any of those trading days. Yep. Highest volume since 2021. Yep. Okay, a lot going for it there. Except... oh, well, yeah, it was a 39% down day. 39, well, yeah, no, that's daily. 39.38% down, $18 down. That was the day earnings came out. Earnings, you know, where they lost money because they don't have a CEO. Yeah. So that's the context, okay? This is when this video, this post was made. Upvote if only if you still believe Moass is still coming. I remain bullish on the stock and own XXXX shares. That means they've got over 1,000. Wow, you're a big fucking deal. No lie, I'm in this for the squeeze, but still plan to maintain a portion of my shares and GME afterwards for long-term holding. Great fucking blue chip choice. Today was a letdown. I questioned myself and why RC and Company decided to release the shares prior to the earnings report next week. I can probably tell you why, but hang on. But I have faith that they know what they're doing, and on top of doing what's good for the future, if the business, they truly do have retail's best interest in mind. Along with all the other reading I've been doing on and off this site, I still continue to believe that shorts are in trouble. Yes, as recently as June of this year, shorts were still in trouble, and they'll be forced to cover sooner than later. I hope everyone else continues to have faith in the plan and has a great weekend to recharge and get ready for all the events next week. Edit. I honestly never expected this type of reaction. Oh my God, you are all amazing and so reassuring. I love this community and I hope as a collective that we can make some nice profits, like AMC does, and bring about change to benefit us and future investors. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well, 6 months later, Jesus Christ. These fucking morons. So, where's it at relative to then? Well, it's not even, it's barely into that red candle from that day. It's like right at the bottom of it. It's like the bottom sixth of the candle. So, basically you've done nothing. 6 months of sideways / down / it went up. Oh, it went up 40%. They pump the stock and take and leave bag holders. Exactly. So I did notice on Friday the volume was above average on GameStop. It hasn't been above average that much lately. It was about 4 or 5 million over the 30-day average. But I think the whole market volume was up, though. Oh, yeah, it was. SPY traded over twice the normal volume. So that's not an anomaly. We can't really say. We can't really use that, in my opinion. I think AMC's was up too. It was. Not twice, but, it was over the average. Yeah, these... So this is the context we're in. That was where it was then. Where it was then when this guy wrote this sad-ass post is exactly where it's at now. He is the same amount in the hole, or more. Could be more. So what are the reactions that he never expected to get? Really? You never expected to get these type of reactions? Bullshit. Now, maybe I didn't highlight. Oh yeah, maybe we could address the question. I questioned myself why RC and Company decided to release the shares prior to the earnings report next week. But I have faith. They know what they're doing. Okay, and that they're doing what's good for the future of the business, and that they do what have retail's best interest in mind. Well, let's clear one thing up. Having retail's best interest in mind does not mean engineering a short squeeze. That would I don't think it would ever happen. At least it wouldn't be that obvious that this guy could figure it out. So I think that's what he means by that he wants to do. He wants to do what's in retail investors' best interest, which in his mind is, oh, if a short squeeze happens, that's good for me. That's good for me. I've said the whole time that even if it did happen, a lot of these people would still lose money because they suck that much at trading. Also, it would not be good for the company. So there's that. So literally doing what's good for the future of the business and retail and having a short squeeze engineered is incompatible with itself. It really doesn't make sense, but I'm just trying to say it doesn't make sense and it's not going to happen. That in all likelihood, it wouldn't happen. Let me say it that way. Probabilistically, no. So there's that. Now, why would Ryan Cohen want to release the release the shares, right, that they were selling, issuing. Why would they want to release them here and not, later next week and whatever he said, later on, after this? I mean, I think that, we really need to answer that question? Do we really need to answer that? It goes back to what we were saying before. If you have something worthless that you want to sell to a bunch of idiots, if you why would you not sell them higher? If you can decide when to issue the shares, and you know what's going to be in the earnings report, and it's not going to be good, then why wouldn't you? And in fact, if you're really doing what's best for the company, you would sell the shares now at a higher price, because that would result in the company raising more money. So, another example of someone who just doesn't even grasp the basics of buy low, sell high. Like in a basic business sense. They didn't pay anything for the shares. They're issuing them. They're creating them and selling them. They can sell them, at a higher price now, or we can come out with bad news and then try to sell them. Well, what do you want us to do? God damn it. But anyway, this is, the blind leading the blind. Nothing new there. I mean, this is their logo for their freaking subreddit. It's written in crayon. So, I mean, what do you expect? Let me get down to some of these comments, though. Not a great day chart-wise, but none of the reasons I am here have changed. They beat it down to make you feel this way, and in every other ticker, people sell out for a loss. If that was the case here, there would be no news. When they run retail over, talking heads don't bring attention to it because it's business as usual. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Just like last time. Being a boil on Mayo Boy's ass is enough reason for me. Way to not understand the business of market making in our modern markets. You are completely missing the point, and it used to be kind of funny, and now it's just annoying that you think that Ken Griffin gives a fuck what any stock price is of any company. Why would he care? Why would anybody care if you're in that position? That is the least of the things that you're concerned about. Because unlike these people, he understands a business, and he has a business that he makes a cut on everything, no matter what the price is. He's getting paid by the fucking trade, not out of the fucking stock value. You idiot. Anyway. This one was kind of funny. I'm going to wait until DRS numbers are released next week and see what's changed. Maybe the DTCC was really only allowing 25% of them to be shown DRS'd because, yeah, why would they do that? If we see about 105 million DRS next week, then heat lamp theory was correct and DTCC is lying to us. I have not heard about heat lamp theory. I don't want to know any more about it. It sounds like the dumbest fucking shit ever. That's super stonk for you. And if it does go up substantially, fireworks will ensue. But that's highly unlikely. So I guess I'll just buy more. Yeah. DRS is a fucking loser. DRS makes no sense. DRS removes and decreases the likelihood of a short squeeze. Because as much as these people want to argue otherwise, they need the short sellers. There would be no short squeezes were it not for short sellers. First of all, that's the most basic thing. But by removing shares from the shortable float, you're not helping your case. And I don't know what the short interest has been, but it sure is fucking funny to me that when the actual fucking squeeze happened in January of 2021, the short interest was spiked up crazy. Well, we expect to do that, right? And then it collapsed, which it did, which represented covering of those shorts. But it's curious to me that, oh, yeah, when we had that, they call it the sneeze, you know, because they're cool hipsters. But that was the squeeze. No question. When the GME Moass happened in 2021 in January, the short interest reflected a high number of shares shorted. And then that number went down, which was what you would expect to happen if short sellers have covered shares and bought them back in. And the price is up. And it makes sense on some level. It happening in general doesn't make sense, but sometimes these things happen. But we can look at it now with all the data and we can say, yeah, okay, I see these correlations. It makes sense. Why is nobody talking about this short interest now? I mean, it must not be that high. And if the short interest isn't that high, and I know what they would say. They would say, well, you can't go off those numbers. They're self-reported. And I say, yeah, no, not the way you think. But whatever. You know, oh, that's only 85%. Ortex is a shill and blah, blah, blah. And I say, Ortex probably is a shill. They want you to trade too. They want you to buy their product. It helps them when you lose money. Absolutely. But thinking about just GameStop here, you know, you say you want to squeeze. You say it's a short squeeze. You say the shorts are trapped. Why weren't they trapped when the short interest was over 100%? Why aren't you talking about the short interest now? Oh, they're hiding it in the option chain. Oh, okay, it's always something. But at the end of the day, they really don't have anything else to try to cover this up with. They don't have much. There's nothing here. There's nothing here at all. There's no smoke. There's no fire. There's no short interest. Nobody cares about GameStop. Let's be honest. Except a bunch of fanatical traders, gamblers, who don't understand the basics of business to know. For example, why a genius CEO who has billions of ideas to go along with his billions of dollars, billions of ideas to make GameStop profitable. You know, well, he must have a plan. He must have a plan. Let's just have faith. Let's pray. Let's get together and let's suck each other. Whatever you want to do. But nothing at all here is pointing towards this being even really a remote possibility, much less a foregone conclusion. Okay? These people are Delusional. And we had the benefit of 6 months after this being able to sit here and say, yep, nothing happened. Just like we thought, because everything they've talked about is a conspiracy, is not backed up by fact. It's magical thinking. It's gaslighting. It's going off of an incorrect assumption with 4 other incorrect assumptions stacked upon that first one, which it's bad enough to have one assumption that you take as fact. But when you start basing other decisions off of a faulty underlying assumption, you're fucked. You're fucked. These people have been fucked for over 2 fucking years, and they don't realize it? Or they think this is cute or something? Wow. There's a reason why I don't ever go on the subreddit. These are the reasons. God damn it. Okay, but there's a great comment down here that I want to look at. Okay, what's this 84 years thing people keep mentioning? Titanic reference. It's been 84 years. Yes, that's the 84 years reference, I guess. All right, here it is. Here it is, guys. Okay, this hits at the social issues. This hits at a lot of things. Business smile. Business smile. You've got such a nice business smile. Says, no one cares about the drop. It's all about having our efforts undermined. Shit. Sorry, wrong one. Snapping Bolts says, I'm here because I want a better life for myself and all of us under the thumb of the 1%. I'm tired of working my ass off, making other assholes rich while I eat the crumbs. This society is not sustainable, and Moass is the only way I see things improving short term. I have a sound bite for this.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better. Actually, maybe.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even want to get into dissecting this. I just wanted to bring it up. Right? People talking about believing in the stock for its fundamentals. Sure, I guess. But I'm here because I want to break the short hedge funds' backs, and Moass is what would do that. No, an unsalted patch of ice on the fucking sidewalk would break their back, okay? A dying company is not going to do shit. You tell who's fallen on unsalted sidewalks? Yeah. It's a thing. We will need a massive redistribution to fix many of the societal issues. Legal destruction of the 0.01% that runs the world's money systems is a prerequisite to meaningful change. That will take time. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, so wouldn't that include y'all then? Won't y'all be the 0.1 with all the wealth? So you're going to legally destroy yourselves. Did you think this through? Meanwhile, I'd hope to see some kind of financial reward for holding since January 2021. I'd like to see some rewards. Going through the trouble of DRS, etc. seeing our company rake in and not splitting it with us will rub me the wrong way if there's just nothing and no explanation, plainly. Of course, the educational adventure has been amazing and a reward in of itself. Oh, but so far it's knowledge without utility, unless you're an options degen. Issues with that sentence too. Okay. Yada, yada, yada. Wants to bring about social change. You're goddamn right. Those of us who jumped in with both feet in January 2021 were in for the big money and to teach some greedy motherfuckers a lesson. Right. In it, for big money, using greed to combat greed. Interesting tactic. Honestly, I knew nothing about Reddit when this started. Alternative news sources opened my eyes to the idea that there was money to be made by screwing Wall Street at their own game. Problem is, they're pretty good at it. It's literally their day job. Well, no shit. If I spent 60 hours a week living and breathing the stock market, then I might feel like I had a chance. It goes beyond that, though. It's not just living and breathing the stock market. It's having a fucking connection speed that is like sitting next to the fucking servers fast, okay? Our shit has to go across the country. Their shit is right next door in the same fucking server farm. So it's not living and breathing the stock market. And it's not that anybody is a genius. It's not these people aren't smart, for Christ's sake. They're not any smarter than anybody else. And I challenge anybody who makes that claim that they are. They absolutely are not. Look at all of the malinvestment that they did in metaverse and AI, for Christ's fucking sake. That is a fucking fantastic display of ignorance. But I digress. It's mechanical advantages that are baked into the system that you will never overcome. It's like trying to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Good luck. You're going to need a lot of fucking energy. A lot. So most people, they don't try to do that. You know, they just try to use the water as it is, for lack of a sticking with the water analogy. That would be analogous to, you know, swing trading, trading with the market, trying to figure out the trends and going with the trends, not trying to buck the trends. Because you don't have enough borrowed money. You can't borrow enough money. There isn't enough money that's borrowable to change that. Not right now. Okay. Damn. They're damn good at it. Okay. Okay. Here. Now we get into some interesting comments. Fight greed with greed. Hashtag. Yes. Greed. Agreed. Yeah. Dude, don't get too invested in this. The squeeze will probably never happen for two reasons. One, the market is heavily manipulated. The SEC does nothing to prevent any and all fuckery possible. Two, the GME management don't know what the fuck to do with the company. The reason it was so heavily shorted from the beginning is because their business model is outdated and they clearly don't know what to do. The NFT shop failure tells you everything that you need to know. Is this somebody from our channel here? Okay. Sounds like what we said. Specifically number 2. Number 1 is irrelevant. Okay. Cat in a Potted Plant says, this is a cult subreddit. Don't bother posting anything other than senseless hype or you'll be called a shill or whatever. This whole sub is like Heaven's Gate or Ocean Gate, waiting for Hale-Bop to come take them to paradise, or Titan to take them to Titanic. See what I did there? Because the Titanic reference earlier. Never mind. Never mind. Nobody gets my shit. I crack myself up, though. Consistently. The GME management don't know what the fuck you do with their company. Okay. Yeah, well, they don't. Okay? And you do need more herbs because what are you missing here? Remember Loopring? Remember Kiraverse? Remember FTX Partnership? Remember NFT Marketplace? Remember G-America? Remember the Bunny Game? Yeah, great success all around. Regardless of this, imagine diamond handing 3 years so the shorts wouldn't get out, only to get diluted on the most promising pre-market in all this time. Should have day traded this thing. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Obama. Imagine diamond handing 3 years so the shorts wouldn't get out, only to get diluted on the most promising pre-market in all this time. So pre-market was up, and boom, Ryan dropped the bomb. He dropped the D-bomb, the dilution bomb. Ryan really fucked the apes right in the ass. Some people still sucking his dick afterwards. I don't get it. Well, they like the taste of shit, obviously. These are some fucking foul people. Have you seen what they say? Well, sitting on a pile of cash hoping to live off interest is no way suggestive of a strong direction for the company. Exactly. Nobody cares about money in the fucking bank. Who says that's what's happening? Absence of evidence for a plan is not evidence of no plan. Ooh. Ooh. But absence of actual action, let alone evidence of a plan, is very much enough to gauge a company's strength for the future. And yes, that's all we've got to go on. So far, their ventures haven't come to much. Being objective, cost-cutting, and streamlining operations somewhat, along with just sitting on a huge pile of cash, wouldn't be much of a bull thesis for any company, let alone one like GameStop. Exactly. And you know what? There's no response to that comment. Because what could you say to it besides downvote it and passive-aggressively put your tail between your legs and walk the fuck home? Because there's nothing you can say. Because this is all true. It's all true. Have an upvote. It's all true. And they know it. They didn't even try. They didn't even try to respond. This comment is going back up to, I'm still holding, blah, 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 because blah, 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 I want to bankrupt the short sellers. And this person says, you've done the exact opposite, though. You're poorer and they're richer. Right? Stick it to the man by giving them more money. And finally, the most philosophical of them all. Adhesiveness over 268 says, for 0 points. If society is not sustainable in current world, how was it sustainable before? Or there were no societies ever which were sustainable. How did we get here then? And that just, way to go, right, exactly. So what do you do? I don't know. You put your tail between your legs and move on. All right. We got to do some Marantz rants before I run out of time, which we are quickly doing. So let's do a couple of Marantz rants numbers, favorite hits, something like that here, and see what is going on over in that world. Okay. This is Marantz rants talking about his local pawn shop. Whoever the separate writer 446365, they got some good shit posted on Reddit here on Marantz rants, whoever they are. Okay, here we go.
Faulting, and now you have so much inventory. GameStop shutting down in the Palm Desert Mall where I live.
What?
By January, February timeframe. So I'm going to try to go hit that store up for clearance. And
oh, good. Hit it up for the clearance because that'll help. Every little bit helps, man. Every every little bit helps, even though, it's probably a liquidation company, right? I don't know how they do it. I know when I worked for retail stores that closed in the past, they didn't liquidate it. They had a third party come in and do it. But I don't know. Yeah, that separate writer, though. Definitely separately writing. It's a really slow pivot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, slow pivot, bro. Love them slow pivots. So there's Morant's rants, and here's another one. I think this is yeah, it's another one here. Here's another one. You like that one? Oh, this might be good too. Yeah, like this. Okay. Morant's rants. Morant's rants.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Going back to the beginning. Here.
What happened to your videos? Eddie, what happened to my videos? How can I put this for you? If you have the ability to watch my videos in live, when they're live, then congratulations. I'm not going to leave my videos.
Is he being persecuted? Is he being persecuted? What an odd way to start an answer. If you have the ability to watch my videos live as they come out, what?
I'm not going to leave my videos up beyond a couple of days, the previous videos that I had.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Why would you want people to see them?
Going through something that I have to deal with. So I'm reviewing a lot of my content in private. And in turn, you probably won't ever see those live streams again. It's not that I violated any terms of agreement. It has nothing to do with that. Like, Meltdown, don't get crazy right now. Don't run away with this story, like they do for everything. They sensationalize everything. It's gross.
No, Morantz. No, Morantz. That's not the point of the GME Meltdown fucking sub. It's not. We're laughing at your meltdowns. We're laughing at you guys freaking the fuck out because you're ignorant. That's the meltdown. Okay? Don't understand how that's not really clear to him, but whatever. You know the subreddit Public Freakout? It's like Public Freakout for these ape types. And we're not the ones freaking out, brother. It's y'all. Y'all is freaking out. Although it sounds like I am now, I guess, but freaking out at your stupidity.
It's an
obtuseness.
Internal thing for me.
Oh, it's internal. It's internal.
For everything. They sensationalize everything. It's gross.
Gross. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and sensationalizing everything, like how great of a fucking businessman Ryan Cohen is. Like, it totally would not be gross for anyone to do that. Or, to believe in a CEO that doesn't even come out and do a fucking earnings call. That wouldn't be gross at all. Wouldn't be slimy. It wouldn't be anything. It would be normal. Business as usual.
It's an internal thing for me. I want to do certain type of content, and I want to present it a certain way. So I'm transitioning some of the music, some of the graphics, and some of the content.
You know who also might say something like, I'm just throwing this out there. Somebody like, for example, James Janney may want to present things the way that he wants to present them. Oh, right. Oh, that's right. You took the raw interview footage and posted it on your channel because you want to present a story your way, right? Yeah, I mean, unbelievable.
By doing it that way, I have people asking for partnerships and sponsorships with the channel, and I'm trying to figure out which route I want to go.
So he's trying to get money because he's not making any money in the market. There you go. There's your answer, I guess, right? Is that what you got out of it, Manuel?
Job. This is my company.
What?
I want to go. This is my job. This is my company that I built. I couldn't do it without you guys.
Company.
I'm not leaving.
It's his company. It's his brand he built with the same people that he literally badmouths, barks at, and tells them, you know, whatever, all that. I don't feel to dredge it up. Sorry, dredge. So he's trying to get sponsorships. So he's culling his material. He's culling his creator profile to be more marketable to prospective sponsors, which at the end of the day would be paying him money. So yes, it's about money, and nothing to do with morals, nothing to do with any of that stuff he said. It has nothing to do with a policy or anything like that. You know, what the hell? Okay.
Leaving anyone behind. Like, I'm not just going to run off without you guys. So I'm not leaving anyone behind. Like, I'm not just going to run off and make my own platform. I was offered another channel. I'll tell you that. Additionally, I was offered a backup channel. So
who offers channels? Hey, yeah, I got this channel. You want it? I can get you a channel. Yeah, you want a backup channel? I'll get you a channel. I know a guy. I know a channel guy. I got a channel guy. Yeah, he's in India. But you know, I mean, what are you talking about? Offered a channel. What, James Janney was going to give you his channel? Get the hell out of here. Get some receipts, brother. Receipts. Otherwise, who cares? And how in the fuck can Morantz even sit there and talk about leaving people behind? Yeah, oh, God, that boggles, bamboozles my mind. I am flummoxed. I am entirely without words.
Which was cool. But I'm picking and choosing the information that I share with so, which was pretty cool.
Wait, what was pretty cool?
Another channel, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Additionally, I was offered a backup channel, so, which was pretty cool. But
every self-respecting grifter needs a backup channel. They will need one at one point in their career. It happened to Trey. It happened to Kohrs. It happened to everybody. The second channel phenomenon. Apparently, he was offered 2 channels, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't see the offer letters.
Picking and choosing the information that I share with my team. My team is fully aware of what's happening.
Okay, wait a minute.
But I'm picking and choosing the information that I share with my team. My team is fully aware of what's happening with me.
So he's picking and choosing what information he shares with his team, but his team is also fully aware of what's happening. Okay? This guy he talks out of his ass pretty much all the time. Like, you just said 2 statements that are not congruous. They do not follow. That does not follow. You just said you're picking and choosing the information, but then you said my team is aware of all of this. They're aware of everything. Which one is it? And what team are you talking about? That 18-year-old or 17-year-old chick? Is that the team? I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Trust the team here, then you haven't been with me for 4 years. So, and then
well, there's that fucking attitude, elitist whatever the hell you call it. You haven't been with me for 4 years. Blah, blah, blah. Not quite 4 years, but seen you turn into that which you proclaimed to hate initially. He became the exact thing that he hated with AMC grifters. And arguably worse than most of them because he's still here. Somehow. I think he got in trouble at his job, and that's why he deleted the videos. I mean, that very well could be. That very well could be. Would you want somebody? I mean, you can't unsee this shit. You can't unring this bell. Once you see it, and you know, just from a public relations standpoint, you know, it's not a good look. I mean, it is Costco. Who cares, really? But anyway, yeah, who knows?
If
maybe we'll find out someday.
Here, then you haven't been with me for 4 years. So, and then,
I mean, if you don't trust the team there, I mean, what reasons did anybody have to trust you or your team? You have led them to destruction. You have lambs to the fucking slaughter, is what you've done. I mean, you should look all sulky and sullen and like you gained 25 pounds because you fucked a lot of people over. Granted, it was their fault for believing you. That was a stupid move. That was the biggest mistake they ever made of their life. But the fact that you had a clear platform to sit here and spew this garbage day after fucking day, that's laughable. Fucking laughable. You should be ashamed. And you should take your channel down and never show anyone any of these videos anymore. Which is what will happen. That will happen at some point. Just like fucking Trey. Because at the end of the day, I mean, how is he any different? I'll tell you how he's different. Trey knows that he fucked people over. And it fucked him up, as it very well should have. I have no sympathy for that. Put on your big boy britches. Consequences for your actions may not come in the way that you think. May not. Dog works in mysterious ways, doesn't he? Okay, let's close this fucker out.
You know, if Bill Pulte can do it, why can't I? No, Bill Pulte out here erasing everything because he knows that if you follow him, then you're going to lose. You're going to find out that he's been manipulating people for a long time.
Well, yeah, he's a businessman. That's kind of what they do. You still think it's about selling widgets? You still think it's about selling widgets? I mean, can't you see this simple fact that if you don't, if President Musk does not crash the economy, you have absolutely zero hope of a fucking short squeeze or a fundamental recovery for GameStop. So you better hope and pray for a crisis, but not too big a one. We don't want it to knock everything out, or we don't want it to, you know, we don't want it to be too bad that they can't come back from it. But the only way that you're going to get any significant inflow of quote unquote capital or debt converted to currency into GameStop stock, the only way that that's going to happen, it seems, because it's the only way this happened before, right? Going off of precedent, looking for something that rhymes with history that happened, right? Was that you had a massive stimulus program from COVID. Without that, you wouldn't have had what you had. And, you know, ironically, you don't have what you could have had because, you know, yeah, he invoked Bill Pulte. Something going on. He invoked Bill Pulte. Well, I mean, Manuel met Bill Pulte. So, I mean, I don't know how that's related, but I think Manuel should take. I think that Marantz should give his channel to Manuel. I think he's proven himself incapable of leading a YouTube channel. It's time for him to go. He's got to go. You know what? We're going to take back that channel. If they don't reduce these fees, we're taking back the channel. Just like Trump and President Musk are going to take back the Panama Canal. It's rightfully ours. After all, it is on our land, literally. So there's that. But anyway, I swear to God, these people are, who knows? Let's see. This new charting platform is turning heads. Oh, that's an ad. God damn it. December 24th. GameStop. Oh, okay. All right. They're predicting something going up. Pulte is a great guy. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's fucking I'm sure. Look, my dad was a PGA golf professional. He ran a golf course for 20 years. So I grew up on the golf course. Summers working there, hanging out with all the old geezers. And let me tell you, these old farts at the golf course, they know how to bullshit. They are natural born bullshitters. I mean, they can bullshit with anybody about anything. And so I picked up a little bit of that, I'm not going to lie, I did. It's a good skill to have. It's a great fucking skill to have. But you got to know when to use it and all that, right? But these guys have got the gift of bullshit. I know that bullshitting with Bill Pulte would be a fucking blast. I know it would. And I would venture to say that Manny probably bullshitted with him quite a bit, and he probably had a fucking blast doing it. I mean, I'm just being honest with you here. It would be fun. I would love to have a conversation with that guy. Face to face would be better. And if you think you know how that would go down, well, we need to get him on this channel, because I guarantee it wouldn't go down the way you think it would go down. Because this bullshit now is that, it's a totally different league. It's a different league of bullshit. You got to play with those guys. Yeah. Talking about their, oh yeah. Oh, you should have seen the drive back on number 5 yesterday morning. The drive, my drive. Oh man, that would be a hoot. Oh, it would be a hoot. Much in a similar way that I think bullshitting with Adam Aron would also be not as fun, not nearly as fun, but it would be, you know what? It would be a lot more colorful in the sweater department than Bill Pulte. Bill Pulte wears those like plain ass sweaters, but Adam Aron wears the Gucci style, Coogee style, 80s style sweaters with all the colors and stuff. Way cool. Way 90s. Way cool. Way Vail Resorts CEO. Gotta love it. Classic. And no pants. Absolutely. No pants. Naked shorts. Shorts must cover. Shorts haven't covered. And did you also meet Kais Malige? Look at this guy. Hey, Douglas Sifu, Dougie Large. Call me any disrespectful names again, such as your last comment, lunatics, or name Bill Pulte, third base Billy again. Third base Billy. and watch this full recording, hand it to the media, and post it on X. Dude, your career as a CEO of Virtu Financial is almost over, and you'll remember the name Kai Smelej and Bill Pulte for the rest of your life. Sad. Ha. This is, this screams mental illness here. Or something. I better not say that, though. He might sue me. Jesus. I'm going to remember the name Bill what was it? I don't know. The PP Seeds Show. My last post. Is he addressing the last post here? I'm trying to figure out what his punctuation schema is here. My last post. Enjoy the holidays. Dearest, my last post. My dear last post. Would you please enjoy the holidays to see you in the new year? I'm just making fun of these guys because they're children. They're children. Bed Bath has an asset in Bye Bye Baby that is trapped within the company's underperforming shares and worth more than the whole enterprise. GameStop didn't have that type of embedded structural opportunity when we invested. Okay, who's this being said by? You have some random black and white text with a red box around it, attributed to nobody. But it doesn't surprise me that the kind of fucktard that would write a literal... 3, 6, 9, 12 word sentence that's a run-on sentence times 2, wouldn't think that, oh, maybe I should say who said this. Maybe it's supposed to be obvious, but you know what? Paul, or whatever your name is, Peter Paul. Well, two things. Number one is you're only as good as you are specific. And you're not specific here at all. Who said this? Some other jagoff? Some other internet talking head? Or was it a Wall Street goon? Or was it Pulte? Or who said this? And why should I care? You've done nothing to convince me. In fact, I'm laughing at it because it's hilarious. Secondly, though, is if it's obvious, it's obviously wrong. Oh, yeah, of course, Bed Bath has an asset trapped. And that's the key word here. That's the emotionally charged word that's in use in this statement. Is trapped. They love when things are trapped or hidden. Like the hidden short interest, hidden in the futures market. Or they're hiding the shorts in the oil barrels. They've literally stuffed them in the barrels of oil. If you open up those oil barrels, you're going to find a bunch of shares. Well, counterfeit shares. I mean, Xerox copies. But I mean, that's where they are. That's the same thing in my mind. But, who am I? Well, one last look at the futures, guys, and then we'll be on our way unless there's anything else that anybody has to see brought into the light. We also have, There's a couple SEC actions I wanted to mention real quick, just because they're interesting. And so this is going to be a lightning round. I don't know what this is supposed to be like. Wait, don't tell me or something or what? Lightning round. Somebody's got to know that one, right? There's got to be some public radio listeners. Lynn, maybe? I don't know. But we'll do a lightning round style. There you go. I know it is early, but you know, it's early for this, but it's late for other things. So, all right. Anyway, so we'll do a lightning round. First of all, I don't know if we ever looked at these before. And by the way, the futures are just kind of doing the thing here. There's really not. Like the NASDAQ and the S&P are both up about half a %. The dollar is, where is the dollar? Dollar is trending up, so that would seem to, no, that's GME. That is from Friday. I did not want that there still. Dollar's trending down, which would go in line with the stocks being up. Okay. Well, thanks, Charlotte. I appreciate that. I'm going to try to, I know I said this last time. Don't listen to anything I say. But I would like to get into a regular schedule with these streams and recording and editing and releasing regular type videos too again. What I need to do is just make a decision. You know, that's the hardest thing, is just deciding to say, okay, I want to come out with a new video on Sunday, or I want to do live streams on Sundays, and I want to come out with a new video on Wednesday or something like that. Then at least there's an expectation, there's a goal I can try to work towards. And it's not just whatever I can do when I can do it. It holds me to trying to do it more regularly. So that's what I want to do. Hashtag New Year's resolutions 2025. But I do appreciate that, and, you know, thank you. And it is fun. You know, no question about that. So I don't know if we looked at these before ever, but I don't know if you're aware that there are these things. Oh, shoot. There are these things out there that are literally simulators. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Short squeeze simulators. So, for example, here's one. It's a game. It's in the format of a game, of course. Just as planned, a game for cold-blooded apes. This is not a financial advice or training tool. They want you to know that it's not in any way. You have to hit all these disclaimers. We're not saying anything about any actual real market. It's completely random. But okay. So what do? You're trading crawling retards planning shares. Okay. And for some non-internet related reason, you have a hunch something is coming. It could be coming today, later, or maybe not at all. You're not sure. In fact, you have no clue how big it is or how fast it will be or the shape it will have. Still, you're not scared because you prepared all your life those last few weeks, and you've read many DD titles, fiction titles. You hold your CRP shares in your diamond hands. Here it comes, maybe. Set up your situation. You're starting with 15 shares that you have bought for an average of $250 a share. You have $1,500 left on your bank account. Let's make this more realistic. I have XXXX shares that I bought for an average of $8.20. Not really, but, and I have, well, let's just say 12,000 in my bank account. All right. So here we go. It's like a little trading platform. Look. Can I pause it to show? Where's pause? Yeah. No. Oh, shoot. I guess I can't pause it? I don't know. Well, So here's the price. It's like a little pricing game. Boy, Bob Barker would love this one. It's $11.70 right now. How much did I pay? I paid $8. That means I'm in the profit. But you know, I have so much money in my account. I got $12K. Might as well buy some. So let's buy. We'll do it at market. Sure. I'm just gonna buy. Oh, let's see. What did I just do? I just bought like not enough money. Okay, I already maxed out my bank account. Caution: your pastor bets on their plumber. Oh, okay. Who cares? And I'm gonna speed this up. Also, you can speed up time, which is cool, like in SimCity. Okay, day one ended. What's your plan for tomorrow? Well, just go for it, I guess. Oh God, the price is down. Oh man. Oh look. I could paper hand right now, and sell at. Well, their little thingy's covering it up. I could sell at $268 a share. And by the way, guys, we put the $ before the price. In no way, shape, or form that I'm aware of does anyone who uses the $ put it after the number. I don't know. I've never seen this. It just looks retarded to me. Maybe that's the point. But right now, if I sold, I'd lose a lot. I'm down 11 grand. Well, I better speed up time and just let it go. So I'm supposed to just diamond hand here until the price shoots up. Then I'll sell them all out. Oh shit! Here it comes. Here's the big one. Oh God! I'm selling everything. Oh, I'm just hitting sell. There it is. I won. I'm ending this game because I've already won. Look, I already won. I gained 1,400%. I sold for an average of $124.41. Paper hands, really. It would, if I had, diamond hands, I would have kept onto it. But, when those runs come, you got to run because otherwise you're going to run. $316,000. The maximum I could have made based on the prices that they displayed was $2.5 million, and I made 313. Hey, you know what? I'll take that. I will take that. So you can practice your. This is called sirlondon.com. I have no freaking clue, but here's the link for it. Sir London, and there's another one too, but this one's pretty fun. This one looks a little bit more. Oh crap! Why is it showing that? Oh, because I'm an idiot. Let's see. There's this other one here somewhere. Let me get my notes. Okay, this is another one here. This one, I couldn't really figure this out. There's not very many instructions for it, but it looks a little bit cooler as far as the charting goes. But, I don't really understand. Time multiplier, I guess that speeds it up. Yeah, exactly, Lynn. That's exactly how. So, if you guys want to play with this one, I put that down there too. I can't imagine that anybody would, other than a morbid curiosity, whoa, this is what a special needs. Yeah. Oh, look, see, I should be selling right now. Oh, yeah, because that's what everybody was doing. They were selling. See? Got to go with the trend. Okay, so that's that. I'm just going to let this one go here on this. And then there's a couple SEC things that are kind of cool. So the SEC has been on a bit of a roll. They always are. God damn it. With their enforcement actions. And I look at them from time to time, and I picked out some decent ones here. Some decent ones. There's three that I'd like to mention. Just to illustrate that these are three different areas of enforcement that they're going after. Okay, so Jordan Cusar, Grant Witherspoon, Austin Bernard, and Chase Lambert. These guys sound like fucking upstanding guys right now. I'm telling you. Jordan Cusar, Grant Witherspoon, Austin Bernard, and Chase Lambert. Insider trading. Okay, they were charged, and they obtained a final judgment against these dudes for insider trading. So what they did was they traded in advance of the December 6th announcement that Jack in the Box Incorporated would acquire Del Taco Restaurants Incorporated. So Jordan Cusar learned about it from a friend of his, and it was a former teammate of some kind that was working on this acquisition at Jack in the Box. So they had inside knowledge. The friend did. So the friend told Jordan about it, and Jordan traded on that inside information, and then also tipped off Chase Lambert, or I'm sorry, Austin Bernard and Grant Witherspoon. They used the same information to purchase Del Taco call options. So in total, these guys made like, I don't know, around 50 grand, 60 grand. They didn't make that much money. 56 grand, 64 grand, 42.8. I mean, you know, whatever. It's a profit. They didn't make millions. That's what I'm saying. They didn't make millions. But they made money off of materially non-public information. Nobody knew in the public that this merger acquisition was happening. They knew about it. They weren't supposed to. They traded on it. They made 50 grand. They got to pay it back. And restitution. So they got to pay. They got to disgorge the proceeds, give them back, and then there's other pre-judgment interest charges too. So now that's about it there. So I thought that was interesting that it involved these fast food restaurants. Okay, that's number one. Number two, Ken Peterman, former Comtech CEO, was charged with insider trading in advance of negative earnings announcement. So this is similar to the last one, but this guy's actually the CEO of a company. Okay, so here's what happened. The Comtech Communications Corporation, I don't know anything about them. So again, it's another non-material public information thing. So Peterman received a confidential presentation detailing the forthcoming negative earnings. He was allegedly informed that he was being terminated for cause 8 days later. So he tanked the company. They're going to lose money. He gets the report that they're going to lose money, and then he gets canned. The SEC's complaint alleges that a few hours after he was terminated, and while subject to 2 different trading blackouts, he placed an order to sell his stock in the company. On March 18th, the company reported a negative earnings, which caused the stock to drop more than 25%. He avoided losses of about $12,500 by trading in advance of those negative earnings. So here's a case of what CEO sucked, led the company to losing money, was fired, was barred from trading the stock. He could not trade it legally. He did. And he saved himself about $12,000. Can't do that. You can't do that. If he had waited to sell the shares when he was able to, he would have lost money. So he chose to trade on the non-public material information. Material, non-public information, whatever you want to call it. You can't do that. That's pretty bold, pretty brazen. Everybody knows you're prevented from selling those shares. Everybody knows you were fired. Everybody knows 12 grand is not worth going to prison for. So, yeah, that one's dumb. So, he allegedly directed his financial institution or his financial advisor to sell additional shares that he had in a joint account, but the financial advisor was unable to complete the sale because of the trading blackout. So that one was prevented. Had he been able to do that, he would have avoided the loss of another $110,000. He tried to do it, though. As far as he knew, when he left his advisor, he was putting the trade in the computer, and he was saving himself $110,000. Or at least he probably didn't know the exact amount. So as far as he was concerned, that trade went through. But it didn't go through. It's kind of like a decoy. It's kind of like to catch a CEO, like Chris Hansen came out. Well, why don't you just have a seat there, partner? You know who I am? Yeah, you're, aren't you that Hansen guy? Kind of sucks. Also, he's barred from serving as an officer or director of a public company. That's what the SEC is trying to get. Along with injunctive, paying it back and all that shit. So, that's a fun one. Little different take. Yeah, he needs Trump's advisor. Yep. All right, and the last one. David Bannister et al. SEC charges unregistered investment advisors with fraud for misleading stock touts and manipulative trading. David Bannister of Middletown, Rhode Island, and an entity he controls called the Market Analyst Group, LLC, for conducting a fraudulent scheme to promote long-term investment in a NASDAQ-listed issuer without disclosing that he was actively selling his own shares of the same issuer. Another brazen, fucking absurdly obvious, not that kind of obvious, boneheaded move. You have an investment advisory firm and you're pushing a stock on it. You're touting a stock. Well, it just so happens that, yeah, I am trying to sell my own shares of this one over here, but, that's not why I'm trying to tell you to buy it. That's not why. Nope. Good investment, really. It is. I've outgrown it. I don't agree with their ethics. I'm into DEI. I don't know. Just don't worry about it. Just buy it. Pathetic. Pathetic. Folks, this is your finance industry right here. What a bunch of upstanding gentlemen. So then it goes into more detail there as well. So, yeah, I mean, and if you go back to the litigation releases on the SEC's website, there's so many, even just from last week. What I will say, though, is this last thing. A lot of the stuff that they're dealing with right now happened in 2020 and 2021. So there is hope. There is hope that some of our people, and I'm not counting on this, okay? This is like betting on a Moass. But I'm just saying, they're just now getting to the 2021 stuff, and that's when all of our shit starts going airborne.
You can't kill Michael Myers! It's impossible!
This is
So
when you work to change things.
Who knows what it will bring?
Get off my dick!
If you don't understand the situation, it's better sometimes not to speak and just be proven in complete imbecile of the matter. Okay, so
that brings us to the end of this one.
I think you a bitch. You understand what I'm saying?
Good times had by all.
is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying? What are you saying? Huh?
Technically, it happened, I think this morning at 4 a.m., I think, but at least here.
I don't know.
It's different everywhere, right? I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
And then all of a sudden you change the world.
Yeah, I think that rumor that an LLC keeps you out of trouble is false. It must be. So maybe that's why all the YouTube grifters didn't go ahead and create LLCs. I don't know.
That's the case. I don't know. I don't really think that's the case.
Yeah, you filthy ass pagans. Happy winter solstice. And yeah, the days are getting longer from here. And I'll tell you, this day cannot come soon enough for us here. Shit, the sun's going down at what, like 4 o'clock? I mean, there's some days that I don't even see the sun at all. So, hopefully I could say something better than that next time. Hopefully the days aren't that much longer the next time that we have a stream, because that would mean that the next stream is happening soon, right? If the days are a lot longer next time that we speak, we're not doing it right, and we failed at our New Year's resolution, which it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. That's what I keep telling myself. It doesn't matter. Thanks, Manny. Appreciate it. Stay warm. Oh yeah, I'll tell you what, it is cold. It's not as cold as it will be, but low 20s is cold enough for me. With wind, that'll do it. So anyway, everybody have a good night and be safe out there. Yeah, we'll probably, you know what? There may be another stream before the end of the year yet. This may, it might have just been hype. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't. All right. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.